Welcome to episode 74 of the Wilderness Podcast, your old school RuneScape variety podcast done every single week. Look at that, we're changing it up just for you, Deegan.
Attaboy.
With me, as always, every single week is Deegan.
Hey, how's it going?
The going's pretty good. How's it going with you?
Pretty good. See, I don't know if I'm tripping out. I feel like you said World 74 instead of Episode 74. I think you said episode, but in my mind, you might have said world. I don't know.
Fuck, now I don't even know. I mean, I get tongue-tied so often when we're doing this show that it's a definite possibility, so...
I kind of hope you said World 74. Anyways.
Quick world hop.
So, okay, yeah. I'm good. What have I done this week? Great question. I haven't done too much because it's just been a weird week. I've been upgrading my setup. If my mic sounds different, because I have a new mic. Barely played any RuneScape. Well, no, I lied. I played a decent amount in the beginning of the week. And then I kind of stopped playing, and then I left on Friday morning to go to my buddies. I took the train to go to my buddies. Haven't seen them in some of the guys in 2 years and stuff since I moved out when we all lived together.
Little IRL reunion.
Yeah, so that was sweet. So yeah, I was didn't really do much during the weekend and stuff. And then real life, other real life stuff is I played a little bit of Fortnite because my buddies are fucking obsessed with it. They're all...
Yeah, what's going on with that game? I'm seeing it too where
it's exploded.
I had some old work friends that were big into Call of Duty and Battlefield, Rainbow Six. And then I hadn't talked to him for a while and we were just randomly texting the other day and he said, dude, have you been playing Fortnite? You got to get on that. And I'm like, it's a shooter, but it's, it seems a lot different than your first person, military shooters. It seems more...
Well, it's super... It is a really fun game. And it's funny you say that because my buddies, one of them's a firefighter, he's a full-time firefighter. One of them is a corporate architectural job. You know what I mean?
Damn.
One of them's a musician. So, I guess, well, that's not really a corporate job, but they all have careers.
And then you got you, the profesh podcaster.
Yeah, they don't know about that. Wait, what have you been up to, Deegan? Oh, that's my answer. I've just been shredding. But they all are fucking obsessed with Fortnite. They come home from their 9 to 5. They clock out, they come home, and there's 12 of them on Xbox just playing Fortnite with each other, setting up different parties, different squads. They're obsessed with it. And when I went down, they had multiple TVs and Xboxes set up in one room, and they're not gamers. They game, but not like us. They don't play games, or they didn't until Fortnite. They would go months without even touching a game because they just do work and during their free time they watch Netflix and I guess drink and party. You know what I mean? They're not much gamers, but they're super into Fortnite. So they kind of got me into playing it a bit more now because I used to play when it first came out. Played that a little bit though.
That's a fun game. I've tried playing it and man, I'm fucking god awful at that game. I just get my ass kicked. My girlfriend got me, I asked for headsets for Christmas way back. Not way back, but a couple months ago when it was Christmas time. Anyways, so she got me headphones, and with my little audio setup for this podcast and everything else, I needed what's the size of that jack? Just your regular headphone jack.
The 9mm shit?
Sure, I think that's it. End up getting a USB headset, and it came with a microphone, so I can't really use it. It just turned into my Fortnite headset. That's the only time I'd ever use it. Turns out a lot of little kids play that game, and
oh yeah,
so and I don't really play. Anyways, I don't play Fortnite that much anymore, so it's just kind of sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah, I mean, I play on the PC, and
is it all cross-platformed?
No, it's not cross-platform. That'd be so busted.
Are you sure? I thought it was. I thought you could make an account on whatever company makes that.
You can't. I can't play with people on Xbox. That'd be really, really unfair.
Okay, fair enough.
Keyboard and mouse is the way to go. Game's easy. Anyways, enough about that. All right, talking about other kid games like RuneScape,
which is the fucking classic right there.
Oh yeah. So I did a couple raids. Nothing yet. I'm creeping up on kill count 75.
Wow. What was your aim? Do you remember what you said on New Year's?
200 or 250.
Okay, you're getting there.
Yeah, I probably should have bumped it up to like 500. So I'm, getting that pretty fast. Anyways, I only did a couple because, like I said, I didn't have too much time to play RS. And at some point, I was like, all I had done for the past couple of weeks is raids and then Vorkath, and I would just jump between those two.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get burnt out from doing raids and shit. So I decided to actually get progress on my Master Clue scroll that I've had sitting in my bank since Master Clues came out.
Wow.
And I like went and I was streaming and I was like, hey buddy, this guy that was like watching, this guy, one of my boys. It's like, hey, you want to meet me on Trana and make me de-hide for this clue? And so him being the nice guy he is, he went and did that for me. And then the next one was like wear bandos and shit and like wear max strength and like go to 3 different places and whatever. Did that one, and then this one is the clue scroll you had last week, which is get 85 mining.
Oh, God bless.
So now I'm gonna get 82 because I have a dragon pickaxe, right? So I'll just like do the special.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I got a level, but so I was gonna do motherlode mining, but that is about 30k experience, 30k experience an hour at my level.
Yeah, and that's being efficient as fuck.
Well, it's AFK, so it's not efficient at all. But
I mean, like, there's no times where you're not sitting there for a minute because you forgot to click on something or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's 30k an hour, like at best, and you're making like little money, whatever. And I don't want to do motherlode mining. I have everything from motherlode mining, so I don't have a use anymore. So I decided, fuck it, I'll try out blast furnace. You know, you get...
Or blast mining, you mean?
That's what I meant, sorry, yeah, blast mining. It's 50k an hour at my level, and at 75 and up mining, you get 500k an hour, you get 470 or 490k an hour.
This is gold.
But when you're under 75, you get like 49 or 50k an hour, because at 75, you're
rehashing last week's episode, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gold we're talking about, though, not experience.
Yeah. Yeah, gold. Yeah, you get like 50k an hour experience. I'm averaging it out. Obviously, the more experience you get, or the higher level you are, the more experience you'd be getting.
Yep.
But for me, about 50k an hour, that's lowballing it. So it's almost twice as fast. You're making way more money, and it's content that I've never done.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed this because like I was like looking at some shit, and like I've played the game for a while, and there are things that I'm aware of, but I don't know anything about it. Like the blast mine, I knew it was a thing. Honestly, had like if like last week or 2 weeks ago you asked me what's the blast mine, I'd go some Zeah shit. I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be because I had like no idea what it was.
Yep.
I know you need dynamite and you like there's like you rotate between certain spots and you're like blowing holes in them and you can kill people by doing it because you do damage if you're near the dynamite. But
yep.
I don't know too much about it now because I haven't even got to do it yet because I decided, well, you need the Lovakenge favor, and I've talked about it before, and all I had was a Hasidius done.
That's it?
Well, what happened was, I talked about this before, but I didn't know, when Zeah first came out, I didn't know how to lock favor, so I would just get, like, Arceus and Hosidius to 100% over and over and over again, depending on what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, like the first year of release, you couldn't lock them in. So you constantly did have to choose between them. And then people realized this is like...
It's awful.
Yeah, it's fighting an uphill battle.
Yep, so anyways, I eventually at some point I just got 100% Hosidius, stopped, and then whatever. So
let's quickly go through them of the houses because... There's a lot of people out there who aren't aware of the Zeah houses and what.
Yeah. I'll go through it in a second, just because I ended up doing all. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just do all the Zeah houses." I'm gonna finish Architectural Alliance. So Hosidius is based on there's cooking, farming, and woodcutting. It's like the agricultural aspect of the houses. Benefits of Hosidius is the Woodcutters Guild. You have the cooking mini game, which is. I've never done it, but like Iron Man and stuff will do it for cooking experience. But they also have the Hasidious Kitchen, which gives you plus cooking boost, similar to like the cooking gauntlets. Like the boost will make it so you have a lower burn rate.
Gotcha.
You can't cook things at a higher level, or the lower level. You know what I mean? Like there's not like that, not that type of boost, just like a burn rate boost.
Yep.
And then teeth farming too, I believe. Yep. The mini game allows you to get the farmer's outfit and herb box, and you can unlock a thing that makes it for, I think it's 50 points once you rake weeds from a patch, a farming patch. The weeds will never grow back.
Yep. And on top of that, it's like a way of training farming consistently without having to wait for the growth timers to be finished.
Yeah.
It's not the worst either. It's not terrible experience. Obviously, trees will be way better, but you could do this in between your trees if you wanted to.
Yeah, like Hasidious, you can get the teeth farming is like most mini games. The experience is based on your current farming level, but it is like if you need a level now and you don't want to wait till tomorrow to get your trees, you can just do it. And you also, or if you just want the rewards.
Yeah, if you're grinding out the rewards, yeah, you're going to be getting some decent experience as well.
Yep, very click intensive though, so keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. You're on like a timer too, so if you even lag or something, there's a good chance you could fuck up and just miss out on a bunch of experience and points. But another thing I do want to add is there is also in the Hasidious house, you can farm grapes.
Yeah.
Which it's a big farming patch, so if you wanted to add that into your farming run, you know what I mean? It just gives you extra experience if you wanted to consistently run a loop doing your herbs, trees, hops even. And then you got grapes too. And you can make Zamorakian wines with some of the Zamorakian blessings or whatever. I forget what it's called, but you get these scrolls you can use to make the wines.
Yeah. So, other than that, so there's Hasidious, and then there's Arceus, which that is like the magic type house. I don't really know. Think of it as like Hogwarts, I guess. I don't fucking know. There's like magic shit. In there's like a library. You can get like some of the best rune crafting experience there, just doing like the book stuff. You guys all know about the book. If you don't, there's part of like getting favor. You have to go and find books in this library, and it's really, really annoying. It used to be, at least, until there was a method to find, like there's a way to discover, they discovered a way that you can find out where the books are.
Yep.
And what you can do is get imp in a box, which is, you just trap those red imps that you find around the RuneScape. And you can use those to teleport the books to your bank, blah, 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 blah. Makes it really quick. Wow. But you can find out where all the stuff is, and then you trade the books in for runecrafting experience. But
yeah, there's a method of doing it.
Yeah. Just north of that, you can spend 80k and get a fairy ring. It's really nice. But that's what all the ensouled bloodheads and stuff, like the ensouled bloodveld heads, the scorpions, Calphites, like all those ensouled heads that you find when you're doing Slayer and stuff, you use that for Arceus. That's its main use. There's also the spell book, which you need to like use on these ensouled heads, and you get prayer experience with it.
Yeah, exactly. And the spellbook does have some pretty useful teleports, like some wilderness. I think there's a couple wilderness ones. There's Barrows, which is a big one, and there's Apatol, which brings you to the place where you do your bursting or your chinning against the monkeys.
Yeah.
But the ensouled heads, you summon these creatures, you can fight them, and then when you kill them, you get prayer experience. So it's a way of getting magic experience, prayer, and combat, but it's also it's a lot cheaper. It's slower, but it's cheaper than using bones. Yeah,
if you're doing ensouled, like you do it for prayer. Like that's its main use. It's like another way to train prayer. And I believe through Arceus, you also can get an AFK runecrafting method with I think it's the blood runes or whatever, where you like mine the rock stuff, and you like chisel them down. It's a pretty bad experience from what I hear. But
I heard it was decent. Like it's not the worst.
Well, I'm assuming like I actually don't know the actual rates. Let me look it up. Here, let's see. Okay, so when you're crafting the blood runes, it is about 375k per hour.
Gold.
Yeah, gold. And I think it's 38k rune crafting an hour? No way.
I know it's good enough that people actually do it.
Yeah, so when you're doing this method, crafting the blood runes, it's about 38k an hour. experience and 350k gold per hour. So
Yeah,
that's pretty decent. Much better
it's
than
not
actually.
bad, and it's AFK, which is a huge one. When you're doing some boring ass skills, you can do something on the side. You don't have to sit there and
yeah. You do need 77 rune crafting, and you need 38 mining, 38 crafting, and then having 70 plus health, agility, and thieving is optional, but it helps. I've never actually done it, but yeah. So that's the Arceus. It's pretty much its only uses. There's Lovakenge, which is the mining house. Its biggest use is unlocking, like, you know, the blast mine. That's pretty much it, right? I don't know. You like go and like mine the special ore that it has, and I don't know. Getting favor with that is pretty easy, I guess. I had no issues getting it. It was kind of AFK for some of it.
Yeah, it is. It's not too bad. When mobile was out and I was in the beta, I was able to get most of it while I was on break and stuff. Like I would just slowly crack away at it over a couple days.
Yep. Yeah, Lovakenge, not bad. And then Piscurlius, which is like the fishing house, I guess.
This one I am completely unaware of. I haven't done it yet, but I know it's there.
Super fucking easy.
Yeah? Okay, that's good.
Oh yeah, so if you're doing any favor, any type of Zeah favor, make sure you have Clan of Karen done, because it makes it twice as fast.
Oh, that's huge.
You get twice the favor, and like Piscurlius was a second fastest. Shazian was the fastest for me. Piscurlius, like literally getting up to like, I think it's 60%. I don't know, but you can get up to like 30 or 20% by you get planks and nails, and you can even buy the nails at the general store, right? Like in the Piscurlius area. And you like repair these cranes. And when you take the boat for the first time to Zeah, like that's the Piscurlius house. You just go a little bit north, and you're like that whole, the docking area, that's all Piscurlius. But it's like, you just go and repair the cranes. You go to this one spot next to the general store, and you just repair cranes. You get like, I think it's 230, to be safe. I think it's, yeah, to be safe, you get 230 planks if you're going all the way up to like the fastest method. AFK to the fastest. Anyways, I'll explain in a second. But you get either 150 or 230, and depending on how much favor you want, and you just repair these cranes, and if they're both repaired, you just change worlds and do it all over again. Semi AFK, because it can take you like 30 seconds to a minute sometimes to repair them. And you bring noted planks, and you bring some money, and you bring a hammer and nails, and you sell 20 planks, buy them from the general store, and then you repair them. Repair the things right next to the store, the cranes. And then from there, I think it's either 20 or 30%, you can start collecting fish and bring them to a cooler, but it's super click intensive, and if you're not fast enough, like the fish it kind of rots.
Yeah, spoils.
Yeah, so you just fucking stick with the cranes. It's the same favor per hour, and then you get to like 60%, I believe, and then you can dig for worms in this area, and you use like, I believe that's the worms that you're digging up for favor, you can also use for anglerfish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you need a spade and some money. You just buy a set of buckets. You go and dig up a full inventory of the things, the fish, or not the fish, sorry, the worms, empty out the sand buckets when you mess up. And then you just give them to the dude. You get a bunch of favor, and like it's Piscurlius was really, really fast for me. I did it in like an hour and a half, maybe. Super quick. Okay. I guess the benefits are fishing anglers. That's the only thing I really saw people using with that.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that's available is the anglers?
Pretty much. There's probably some other little things, but like going around the Piscurlius area, I just like everyone was like at the fishing angler fishing spot, or they were getting favor. There could be something useful, but I feel like that's like the only thing.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now because curious. There could be some extra uses for people who are like Iron Men, because I'm seeing it as a general store that sells bronze and iron nails, and there's a fishing shop that sells raw fish.
Yeah, the only actual like main use though is the angler stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember at one point there was a thieving method that was like superior to the other thieving methods that are out there right now, and that was that might have been from completing that quest they came out with, the Queen of Thieves. I just remember hearing about that, or maybe it made it actually good experience because you could use the teleport that you get from that quest. But if I'm remembering this correctly, they have reverted that to prevent it from being as useful as it was.
True. But yeah, last house we have to talk about is Shazian. I think we went over this at some point, but Shazian is like the combat house. You just kill like lizard men and you heal some wounded soldiers and stuff like that. But the main use is you can kill the lizardmen shamans, which drop dragon warhammers. Also, from that the lizardmen can drop Xeric talismans, and the talisman allows you to teleport around Zeah.
Yeah, super useful. And on the theme of teleports, going back to Lovaken's house, getting 100% favor. Actually, I believe it's like 60%, but you unlock the mining cart system that you can use to get around to other houses on Zeah. Yep. So
yeah, Arceus, you can find a book that allows you to teleport to the center where the statue is.
Right.
Zeah, but like doing all the favors, like I realized there's a lot of shit I just haven't done in the game. Which was
we talking
Zeah
just
stuff.
Strictly Zeah stuff?
Like a lot of the Zeah stuff, I was like doing the favors, and I was like, "What is Piscarilius?" And I like would go and start doing it. I'm like, "Oh, it's fishing stuff." Wait, I can fish anglers on Zeah? No way! Like, you know what I mean? There's like a lot of little things I didn't know, and there's so like, because like a lot of content that like I think most people fall into that trap of like, I'm just gonna stick to what I know.
This game's so big too that it's easy to just like
yeah.
What I always, when people ask about Zeah, I always say like, you don't necessarily need to go, you could go there at level 3 and start doing things, but you don't really need to. You will get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm woodcutting, and the woodcutting guild is a huge perk that I should probably get to. Or like, you're, I don't know, maybe looking to do barrows, and you look at the Arceus book, and you're like, that barrows teleport looks pretty nice. I don't have to keep buying these stupid barrows tabs. You start seeing these little things that are like, oh, I could benefit from it, but it's not game breaking if I don't get it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get around to it when you can. And I remember when Zeah was first getting proposed. This was way back. It says right here, it was released on the 7th of January, 2016. When they first released it, it was pretty bare bones. There wasn't really much to do. It was just a square. A lot of people complained about that, but they had it set up to come out in like 3 different phases, I believe. And it was supposed to be this huge update that a lot of people were excited for, and people even in RuneScape 3 were kind of being like, holy shit, they're getting a whole new continent. They're getting a whole new continent that's supposed to, what was it, supposed to add like 50% more to the game, like the game map?
Yeah.
It was a huge piece of land they were bringing out, and yeah, the first phase was boom, just the continent itself. Then the second phase was supposed to be fleshing out some of the things that are on there, and I believe we're still waiting for the third phase because it's not over yet. They have a lot they want to bring to it still, and I know personally, I really like Zeah. I think it's really well done. It looks really cool. The animation styles, a lot of people aren't a fan of it because just the way they were modeled and stuff like that, but I think it looks really good. They wanted to their justification for it being different than Gielinor was that this was supposed to be like more of an ancient land where these houses were like, you know, they weren't a part of the God Wars. They, you know what I mean? They had their own history going on over there. They had nothing to do with Gielinor. And that's why a lot of things look different than on Gielinor, but
yeah,
it's a really cool piece of land. There are some, and since it came out, we've seen some huge content drops like Chambers of Xeric, which is probably one of the biggest updates to come to RuneScape, old school RuneScape.
Yep.
We also have Wintertodt. We can't forget that one.
Yep.
And
sand crabs.
That's a big one. You can't forget sand crabs. But also the catacombs of Zeah.
Yep.
Which is yeah, it's not bad. I remember there's a little bit of controversy when it came out because people were like, wow, you can burst dust devils now? This is you shouldn't be allowed to do this. I haven't seen many people complain since it came out because I think they realized how expensive it can be.
Yeah, it's still like unlocks. Like it's I do think it's kind of silly being able to get 500k Slayer experience in a day. Like that being a possibility is kind of fucked, but whatever.
Yeah. You know,
it doesn't matter.
Nature of the beast.
Yeah. It's kind of funny though. My goal this week was to get 82 mining, and I went, fuck it, let's just do all the house favors. Let's just finish it. Let's finish Architectural Alliance. And I haven't even started Blast Mine.
Yeah.
Because what happened after I did all that, I was like, huh. And then I thought to myself, I haven't been to the mining guild since this game first came out. Since Oldschool first came out. I went to the mining guild in the beginning and stopped. Okay. And they added like the gloves, the mining gloves.
Yep.
The 3 tiers. So I want to get all of those. Like, I'm never really going to use it, but I might as well get all of them. So that kind of led me on to, fuck it, I'll go power mine iron ore, but I'm not doing it just for experience. I'm able to bank, and I was going to say, like, because I remember last week we were talking about how much you hated mining.
Yep. And
you're saying Motherlode is not good enough experience. Then you're saying power mining, you make no money. I think that was it. I think that's all we talked about. But
and then Blast Furnace was you had to pay way too much attention. Where like I like to do things on the side where I might be watching a YouTube video, and sometimes I'll watch whatever I'm watching, and I'll lose focus of Old School RuneScape, and it sucks to look back, see yourself getting bombed for like 15 damage over and over again because of the dynamite, and then you realize, oh, all this shit that I'm mining is just disappearing because you're on a timer, similar to teeth farming.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you get what you put into it, right? So that's
yeah, exactly. That's why I personally haven't put much time into the Blast Furnace, just because
or blast mining.
Fuck.
Yeah,
they're interchangeable.
Yeah, pretty much. They both suck.
I like Blast Furnace, to be honest.
Gross. Anyways, but the thing with power mining in the mining guild is that there's a 3 iron ore spot that's pretty close to the bank, and I think it's faster to bank than to just sit there and drop a full inventory.
That's what I was wondering, because when I was doing power mining iron, I find it kind of like slowing me down to have to shift click everything, and like that doesn't take too much time, but it all starts adding up. I'm like, is it easier just to run to the bank, click bank all, and run back?
I don't know. Even if it's even if it's a little bit like slower to bank it, it saves a lot of clicking, saves a lot of like strain on your hand, and it makes power mining a lot more like easy because you just click, 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 bank, click, 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 and you just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you get a little bit of money in the end.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I got a full inventory. Okay, gotta go mine again.
It's gone.
Like you can kind of just like, keep going at a pace. But one thing, so one thing I noticed is there are so many fucking mining bots in the guild.
Oh yeah?
So many. And you know this because, so I logged on to make sure I had all the houses, just to make sure I wasn't missing any. And I see 37 cool, 1349. He's a level 3 power mining iron ore. He crashed some dude. He's got 21 agility, 79 mining. And like like I'm watching him right now, and it's the most obvious bot where some dude was mining and he just like logged in, ran up, and just started mining with them. And he's sitting there not getting any iron ore for the longest time. And like no no normal person would be doing this. Obviously it's a fucking bot. And like the bot like accidentally clicks something, runs away, stands there for like 10 seconds, runs to the middle, and then just starts like he's clearly botting. And I see there's so many fucking mining bots, and I look at them all, and like some of them are like 89 mining, where like that's all they have. Their names are similar to like 37 cool 1349. Like they all like, and it's like, holy shit, like there's a lot of people that bought mining in this game. What the fuck? And I even saw like level hundreds doing the same thing, where like I'd be power mining, be like listening to music, and I'd look over, finish going bank, and then I realize there's a dude under me trying, like a bot under me trying to get the ore, but because I'm not botting, I can be faster than him. And if he beats me to it, I just kind of go 1 ore ahead of him, and now he's clicking the already mined ores. And like, it's kind of shitty. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It's
mining's like the easiest way to find who's botting. Obviously, when it's like,
or they use that in free to play.
Yeah,
that's the thing. There's these hotspots that bots just kind of they fall into.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. That's just one thing I noticed. But yeah, anyways, we kind of went on a big tangent there. What did you do this week?
Well, let's continue this tangent because, I had Zeah pulled up on the old school RuneScape wiki, and something kind of caught my eye that I vaguely remember them talking about, but I forgot. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think it's cool to bring up. So, we mentioned all the houses, we mentioned the catacombs, we mentioned the raid, and we mentioned Wintertodd. We might have forgot the odd thing here and there, but anyways, on the wiki, and these are some of their plans for Zeah, which is either going to come with Phase 3 whenever it comes into the game, or maybe they might have scrapped some of it, but that being said, they have given us teasers and have talked about it. Not really sure where they're going with it. Anyways, there is, I don't know if this is going to be a town, but it seems like it, called Civitas Illa Fortis. A little bit of Latin there. It's a Roman-themed combat town. Or I should say, it's a Roman-themed town which focuses on combat. The name is Latin for that mighty city. And they have talked about this. I do hope they kind of have more plans with it, and they just didn't bring it up and then fuck it. But a new PvP minigame called the Colosseum. It's going to be a place where players can fight one another. It's going to be similar to the duel arena.
Last man standing.
It'll be last man standing, baby. It's coming back. Second man standing. No, but it's going to be the size of 6 duel arenas.
Damn.
It'll have spectator seats, and that's all the information on that one. So, it's funny, earlier today in the clan chat, we were talking about some World of Warcraft, everybody's favorite game, but we were talking on the theme of the PvP arenas. If you ever play World of Warcraft, you might be aware of this, but they have these PvP arenas where you can do 2v2s with a partner, 3v3s, or 5v5s. There's like a ladder you can climb and get rankings. But yeah, anyways, it got me thinking, and I'm pretty sure I've thought about this before because I'm pretty sure I brought this up on the podcast before, but I would love to see an arena-styled minigame for old school RuneScape. We saw it with the PvP tournament, and it worked pretty damn well. There's some things they could work on, but for what it was, I think it was a pretty good event that they did. Let me hear your thoughts on this, but what would you think if that came to old school RuneScape, just the game in general? You had this Colosseum. Let's say me and you want to do a 2v2, so we sign up for it, and the way it could work is they could easily just have every player become a level 126 max combat stats, and you could have a chest available where you choose any gear you want and any inventory you want, and boom, you queue up for a ranked PvP arena fight.
Yeah. You know what? I would really like that if they had maybe certain weeks or certain months where there are you go in, now you're a pure. You're a max pure, or you're a level 40 pure. You know what I mean? Just a 60 attack max pure, maybe.
They could do it like almost any other MOBA or PvP styled ranked game. Mix those words up a bit, but you could have it with seasons. You know what I mean? You could have maybe a standard ranked, which is just boom, you're 126. Let's go. Maybe you could have, and then eventually you could have season 1. Everyone's gonna be 1 defense pures, and you got to choose from that.
Make it a little interesting. Maybe even have set gears. Or this is you go in with Tribrid Barrows or something, right?
Yeah, they could easily Season 2, max combat, but you only have access to some of the gear. Your best food might only be sharks instead of going anglers. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or hey, we have PvP armors in this mode.
Wait a minute.
God damn it, Jagex.
And they're in the game.
Yeah, I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. We've talked about how they should add that soon, but with the Colosseum, that would be a pretty cool way to implement it instead of just having another area in the duel arena.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, they can't just let something like that die, like they did with Last Man Standing, or even free-to-play Castle Wars, because that's sad to see.
Yeah.
Where, they put it out there, they hype it up, first off, they put it out there, they see it die out, and they go, oh well.
Should have added best experience rates. So they should have done.
Just something, some way of promoting it. I don't know. That you'd have to have someone who's actually spending time thinking of ways to make it work. But anyways, moving on from that, because there are 2 more things that they have mentioned here. Carulum and the Tasakal. This is a dormant volcano. A high strength and agility is required to enter this city. Home to the Tascal, who are born to be slayers, who maintained balance between life and death. Tascal means balance in Estonian. Just a little fun fact there. And the Tascal is going to be basically another Slayer Master that can assign Slayer assignments to players. And lastly, the Paradigm of Exodus. Home to one of the most devastating powerful creatures in Gielinor. It is a randomly generated dungeon for you and your friends. Between 5 and 100 players can party up and attempt to take on the challenge. And it will have interesting combat mechanics, teamwork, and puzzle mechanics. The concept... the concept is similar to the Chambers of Xeric and also similar to Dungeoneering in RuneScape 3. So, again, another thing to kind of look out for, I suppose. Cool ideas is all I have to say. I wonder what's going on with that. It'd be a shame to see it just on the back burner, like, yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
And they just never get to it, but they seem to kind of come up with all these ideas that, you know, the size of the dev team can't really provide us in a reasonable time, at least.
Not as of right now. They are hiring content developers on their website.
Oh, sweet. Let's put in our resume.
You gotta be proficient in coding, probably have like a degree in it, and you have to have a work visa. In the UK, they won't help you with that, and getting one in the UK is pretty hard. I was watching their stream when Model Ash was talking about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you can work in the UK, you know, and you got a degree in programming.
I know it's a tough one because we've seen some devs leave the Jagex team because, one, they have to locate to England. Two, they have to not take a pay cut, but I know that from what I've heard, Jagex you're not going to be making bank working for Jagex.
It's more of like a passion thing.
Yeah, and as you can see, the team of Jagex, you know, they vibe really well with one another.
Yep.
And they seem to really love the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're not going there just to fucking make a huge paycheck and then, put no love into the game. You're going there because you love RuneScape. A lot of people played RuneScape that worked there.
Yep.
And they still do play RuneScape.
Yep.
So, very cool. Oh, anyways, moving on. What did I do this week, you said?
Yep.
Well, let's start with real life because it's been a little bit crazy one. Oh, don't worry, I won't delve too much into it. But the beginning of the week, it's about 11 o'clock. Let my dog out to go do her thing outside and open the door. Her face is like completely yellow. And, well, anyway, she got skunked in the fucking face right before I was about to go to bed.
Nice.
Oh my God, that was wow. I've smelt skunk before, but man, when it's like right up in your face, holy shit, that don't smell. It's not a good smell.
So what'd you do?
We got rid of her. She's a wild dog now. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I opened the door and I'm like to my girlfriend, she got sprayed by a skunk, and she's like, what? She got sprayed by a skunk, and she's probably in the washroom or something. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, the dog is on the bed, so can you get her and bring her downstairs? She walks in, and just like the whole house is rancid.
Oh no.
And yeah, her face was just yellow. She was like got tear gas, like her eyes were squinted. We picked her up, we scrubbed her, and like we didn't have any shampoo because we just moved into this house about a month ago. Our aunt and uncle have been looking after the dog as this house has been getting finished because some flooring needs to be done and stairs gotta get varnished. I don't want the dog to be here when it's getting varnished because the smell can't be too good. So they've been looking after her, but they went on vacation this week, so we have the dog now. And anyways, they have all of our shampoos and everything, so we had to come up with some fucking homemade remedy, which was like peroxide, vinegar, water. I can't remember what else, but I don't think it really did the trick because it got the yellow out, which is good. But man, she reeked. The whole house reeked all night, obviously. And the next day it still stunk. We had to do all the laundry. I went to work the next day and people were like, holy fuck, dude, you stink. What happened? And I was like, yeah, my dog got skunked right before bed last night. So, yeah. So that was pretty bad. She still kind of smells today. So it's been like almost a week. And we've given her like 4 showers and still has a faint smell on her head.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. And the problem is, so skunks are nocturnal. They come out at nighttime. I take the dog out right before bed normally. But the issue is, every time I let her off into the backyard, she beelines it straight to the place she got sprayed. Trying to get revenge, I guess. Fucking dogs are dumb.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's all that's kind of remotely interesting in my life, IRL. As for RuneScape, mentioned it last week. I think I was at, 77 mining? Going for 85. Currently at level 80. I've just stuck to Motherlode mining because I'm trying to play things on the side. I've been playing Civilization 5 on the side, but something happened. I'm not sure what. And I can't get my mouse out of its window. It's like locked right onto it. There's a setting to unlock your mouse so you can scroll to your other monitor. Not working, so fortunately that game isn't
Take it off full screen
anymore. It's not on full screen, it's windowed, but it's like literally locked onto it, and I can alt tab it so that my mouse can move, but the second it gets onto the old school RuneScape screen, it gets locked onto that one. And like I got big issues with staying focused when I'm doing AFK skills, so I have old school RuneScape at half screen. I got a YouTube video that's on half screen, sharing that one, and then I would have Civilization on my other monitor, and I'm doing all 3 things at once. So it doesn't make sense when my mouse gets stuck on this puny ass screen. I don't know. I've looked up fixes. Other people have the problem, but I don't know. I can't figure it out. So that game's
it's weird.
Put on the back burner. Maybe I'll look at Civilization 6, but I don't want to spend like $60 on a new game just because I want to play Civ.
Yeah.
And not have to deal with this issue. So I've been playing some Stardew Valley, played a bit of League of Legends, but every time I play League of Legends, I'm reminded why I quit that game. Because the game's like, fuck, you think old school RuneScape's toxic? Go play some League of Legends and you'll be praising the community on old school RuneScape. Shit.
You know, League of Legends isn't a fun game, it's just addictive. That's what I always say.
Well, like, that's the thing, I'd be playing it, I'd do really bad in the game, and then next thing you know, your whole team's like, go fucking die in a fire, uninstall the game, never play a game, you fucking suck ass. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty strong with that shit, normally it doesn't bother me, but sometimes when you're doing bad and you know it, and then your whole team's calling you out on it, you're just like, you start tilting hard. My girlfriend came in, and she's like, let me see what you're playing. Oh, wow, you're not doing really good. I just fucking glare at her. Get the fuck
Wow, Dills.
out.
Oh, you've played this game before, right?
Yeah.
Mouse into the wall.
Do you want me to uninstall this game for you when you're done? Because I don't think you should play it anymore. So get the fuck out. But, yeah, so not playing that game too much because, yeah, it kind of sucks. And plus, it really takes away your efficiency off of old school RuneScape. So I'm playing some Stardew Valley on the side. And, yeah, that's about it. Don't think I'm going to go for 85 mine. I think I'm going to go for 82 instead and just boost and mine that Runite ore.
Yep.
But till then, I got 2 more levels to go. So hopefully I'll get that this week. All right, let me just blast with that one because that one went a little bit long, but you know that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, you want to just hop right into the news?
Okay, what news you got for us this week?
Well, this update isn't super heavy. It's pretty much the end of quality of life, but they are also testing Deadman Permanent Death Beta.
So they're doing this. We saw this happen with the last tournament where they had the beta of the tournament to see how it would go down, make sure there's no, shitty things that could happen, because we've seen with multiple different tournaments, something happens and it becomes kind of a laughing stock for esports, even though it's not really an esport, but hey, they're, let them try. And yeah, they're trying to prevent that so that it is more, can be taken more seriously and it's more of a spectator sport instead of just watching it to see, okay, what's gonna happen this time? What's the problem gonna be?
Yeah. So I'll talk about quality of life because I'm assuming most listeners didn't even do the beta stuff, so I'll go over the quality of life stuff. So they added a new interface to the achievement diary. It's pretty good looking.
Oh, I've seen that. I'm thrilled that passed. It looks great.
Yep.
It looks what it should be. So that looks great. I'm glad.
Yep. They added a new total level box so it matches like the skills. Looks pretty nice.
You know what's funny? When they changed that, it's made me like, when I look at the box, it's just like, I know that thing was a small change, but it makes the whole thing look a little different to me. I don't know what it is.
It makes it look way more clean.
Is that what it is? Maybe I'm just used to it being dirt nasty.
It used to be like a misaligned, just black rectangle that was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, I don't know. I really like the look of it, just because it's more
matches.
Yeah, it's really really nice. But yeah, players will now have a warning when attempting to cast any wilderness teleports from the ancient spellbook. You can toggle it on and off by right-clicking the relevant spell.
Good stuff.
Players who have completed the hard diary, the wilderness hard diary, and are able to choose their teleports via the wilderness obelisks, you'll now find the list in order of wilderness level, which I feel like this is the second time this has been pulled, but first time it's been implemented. I swear to God that this was suggested or pulled at one point, like last year. I don't know.
It's hard to say. Sometimes I lose track of this shit because every week, you know what I mean? For an MMO game, there's a lot of changes that happen on a week-to-week basis.
Yep, the Revenant teleport scroll will now take you to the northern cave entrance, opposed to the southern one, so now it's actually kind of useful.
Nice.
It hasn't, I guess it kind of has affected the price a bit. It went from about 9K, peaked at 20K, and now it's down to like 13K. So someone made some nice flips on that.
Fantastic.
You can tell when they announced when it got pulled and everything, because it would go from like 15K and spike up to like 30K and then just drop. A lot of flips going on based on the news. Anyways.
It's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah. Your resistance to poison is about to run out message will appear a little less frequently and in less sporadic locations.
Cool.
Yeah. It is no longer to stack multiple mud pies on the same target to reduce their run energy to 0% in a single game cycle whilst in single combat area. So you can still do that in multi.
Nice.
Yep. Additional bank chests have been added to the blast mine to help improve the amount of viable areas to use dynamite. Perfect timing, because I'm going to start jumping on that blast mine.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. The names of fishing spots have been changed, so they're more relevant. So net fishing spot will now be big net or small net fishing spots.
Perfect.
Yep. Completing champion scrolls will now also reward you with a lamp experience, which grants 10 times of that which you would normally be given from the challenge. Claim this lamp from the chest that has been added to the Champions Guild. Players who have already done some of these scrolls can obtain their unclaimed lamps from the same chest.
Perfect. So, it's beeline it to that Champions
Yeah,
Guild.
For real. I got a couple I got to pull out. Players may now right-click music tracks to unlock a hint to, go get that music cape. Players are now able to move immediately after casting Bloom. This does not increase the rate, and I asked about this before, but this will not increase the rate at which people can cast Bloom and harvest the Mort Meyer fungi.
Cool.
It's more of a convenience thing. It doesn't change the money rates. Which
almost like a quality of life upgrade.
Yep. The left click option for the enchant jewelry tablets have been changed to use.
Okay. Going back to that, unlocking a hint for different music, it's less of a hint and more of directly tells you how to get it. So, I don't know if that's controversial or not, if anybody really cares, but here's an example. There's a song called Bane. You click hint, and it says, this track unlocks while fighting the corporeal beast.
So they're not hints, they just straight up tell you. And when we talked about this, the example they used was Inferno music. You can get this in the Inferno. And we're like, that's a bad example, but we would prefer it to be like, you can unlock this in the God Wars dungeon. You know what I mean? Not like...
Yeah, a little
you have
vague.
Because, do I fight Bandos? Do I fight Arma? Do I forget to bring my god armor and die to the spiritual creatures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty direct. Like, here's another one. Dorgashan Deep. This track unlocks in the Dorgashan Khan South Dungeon. Or if it's from a quest, it'll tell you what quest you get it from. So, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess, right?
It's fucking
Not a
easy
big deal.
escape.
Fucking easy escape. There it is.
But yeah, let's talk about the Dead Man beta that I don't know if you did it. I definitely didn't do it though. So the finals, they had one. They had like the final hour beta, I guess. It was on World 400 and it happened on March 1st. So when this update came out, how many hours? Like 6 or something hours after the update came out. So it happened 10 a.m. EST or 3 p.m. GMT.
Yep.
So Mountain, I guess that'd be like 8 for you if you're in Mountain. I know we have some like listeners in Mountain. I don't know where else though.
Yeah, 8 a.m.
Anyways, so if you're in North America, you probably didn't do this because you're at work or something or at school, which sucks.
Or sleeping.
Yeah, or sleeping. Yeah, but they gave everyone a default loadout, and you got to go test the permadeath stage. And they always have to say this is for like finding or seeing if the mechanics work as they're intended to, not to like, oh, I'm gonna get better. You know, like they don't want you to be hiding and like trying to just win it. They want you to actually like try to test it out, like, you know, give it a good thorough test. You know, fuck around with it a bit.
Yeah, that's the idea of betas usually.
Yeah.
But a lot of people treat them as like a demo where you can like, oh, I get to fucking taste how this is going to be without being like, let's figure out the bugs and report them.
Yeah. There's a little satisfaction survey. You can give a little thumbs up, thumbs down and whatnot if you're in it.
Well, actually, I believe this is RuneScape wide. It says right here, it's going to be going live on March 5th. You kind of just do thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you enjoyed whatever you just did in RuneScape, and then that'll give them information. So, we could delve into the tinfoil hat theories.
Okay.
What happens when enough people are doing rune crafting, and I think it's safe to say most people don't necessarily enjoy that skill. So you go on, you do an hour of rune crafting, let's say 100, let's say like 75% of people who do rune crafting give it a thumbs down because they're not really enjoying their time because they're only doing it to get, I don't know, maybe a clue scroll requirement, or maybe you're trying to get a diary requirement. So you give it a thumbs down. What could they do with this information? They'll see that, you know, do we buff rune crafting, make it easier on people? Because we have mobile RuneScape coming out, and there is going to be a large player base who is going to join this game. And I don't know. Do you think Jagex is worried about scaring them away with some of these more tedious skills? You know, agility, mining, rune crafting, things like that?
So there's 2 ways to look at it. And it's kind of sad because one of them doesn't really work. But if you want more people to do something, you either, one, you make it better, you buff it easier, or, I mean, they've already made it easier. You hit 77 of rune crafting, you can get 38k an hour, like with a pretty AFK method.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make it more accessible for the user. So you, make it easier to do. You can also increase the rates or increase the money.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can try and find a way to make it fun. And they've done this in the past they did ZMI, where it's like a different way of rune crafting. Now you get random runes and you kind of go blah, blah, blah. It's more accessible to all people. Like, they've tried that.
Which, that one there in itself worked pretty well on the topic of rune crafting. Yeah, it's how I normally do it because it's more AFK than going to the Abyss.
Yep.
You make less money, but I think you make a little bit more experience.
I do believe it's based on your rune crafting level and how much experience you get.
That's true. So most of the time people are doing nature runes or whatever rune's the most expensive that they can do.
Yep.
Which might not always yield the best experience per hour that you could get, right?
You either go for money, so you do runes, double cosmics, or souls, whatever gets you the most money. You do lava runes if you want to get the best experience. You do ZMI if you want like a semi-AFK, okay experience. Or you can do blood runes, but you need 77 rune crafting, and it's pretty AFK. So they could either buff certain rates of things. Maybe, you know, hey, now you get 60k an hour at blood runes. You know, a lot of people are going to like want to grind for blood runes to AFK it. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Or they make it more fun But the issue is, and you kind of talked about it with Castle Wars and Last Man Standing, is that people don't really, like, you said you had fun doing Last Man Standing. I mean, I personally didn't, because if I play a Battle Royale, I want to be shooting people, not, like, prey flicking nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
But, some people like it, but they don't do it because it's not good experience. The same thing with Castle Wars. It's fun, but you don't get any experience. You want to actually like have something at the end of the day instead of just fun. I guess a lot of people just look for the achievement or the progress aspect of the game instead of just having fun. Which, progress and achievements is obviously more fun in the long run.
Yeah.
So it is really hard. But yeah, you do make a good point on how Jagex, like, it could either be like, okay, like people like doing this more. Slayer is the most popular thing. Are we going to just focus more on Slayer now? We're going to keep adding more and more Slayer updates? Or are they going to try and bring everything to a baseline? Or are they just kind of curious on what because I'm assuming if they're looking at, hey, 10% people love runecrafting, but they hate all the other skills. Let's see why. Oh, okay, well, like, these are the hours they put in each week. This is what they do. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully they're able to look into your accounts and see specifically what you do and kind of find, like, some people hate Slayer. Really? Well, let's go look at them. Oh, they're pure and all they do is PvP. That makes a lot of sense. Or, that type of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's also a problem with that. Let's say you go, okay, there's two problems I can see. So you got one, you just do one task and you say, no, I did, because it says right here, did you enjoy playing RuneScape today? Click thumbs down because no, I've been doing mining and I fucking hate mining, but I need it for a clue scroll. So I'm going to thumbs down it because I'm not having fun. I didn't enjoy my time. 2, what happens when I play for 2 hours? I spend 1 hour doing raids, have a blast, and then I spend 1 hour doing mining. You know what I mean? What am I going to vote for that? Well, yes, I enjoyed it. No, but at the same time, there's some parts I didn't enjoy. This is all hypothetical. I'm not saying I would give it a thumbs down if I did motherlode mining, but I'm just saying it's an example of what people might be doing. Not just motherlode mining, but you can change the example to power mining or wood cutting, whatever the fuck it is. And then the third problem, let's say you do, and this is where I could see it being more useful, I suppose, where like it makes more sense. But let's say you're doing God Wars and you're for an hour and you get crashed like 4 times. Did you enjoy yourself today? Not really, because some people kept ragging me. Can they look into that and see, oh, this guy was doing God Wars, but he got crashed a bunch. Oh, this guy was PKing, but he got ragged nonstop and rushed nonstop. Or are they just going to look into it and be like, oh, this guy doesn't like PKing. Or, this guy doesn't like to boss.
So it's really depending on what they use with the information and how much they can actually look into your account.
Yep.
Depends if this is good or not.
And on top of that, is a person going to look into this account, or is it going to be like a robot that's going to curate everything and it's going to be like, it's going to give you percentages. 15,000 people did runecrafting today and 12,000 of them did not enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is probably the case, because if everyone can vote on it, like we said before, Jagex is a moderately small team. At least the old school RuneScape team is, compared to other MMOs. So,
it's going to be, it's how heavily automated is the system going to be?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the question. And as mobile comes out, they'll get even worse. But not worse as in like the more information, and if they can't deal with it all, it could be bad.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. Like it's pretty vague, but it's interesting to look at. And a lot of people are worried that, because what they said, mobile RuneScape is just going to supplement your gameplay, but they're never going to change things because the mobile player base is having a tough time runecrafting. So we're going to make it a lot more AFK and less click intensive, so that if you're on the mobile account, you can still do runecrafting decently. Mm-hmm. People don't want that. People just want to be able to do whatever the hell they were doing. It might be more hard to do it, but hey, you can do it on the bus. You can do it in the washroom. You know what I mean? You can do it when you're on a Tinder date at the restaurant and the girl's kind of lame.
She's on her phone on Instagram. You're on your phone playing RuneScape.
Then it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, and just you gotta go to the bathroom, stiff with the bill. Easy. Just make her pay. Who cares? Use a fake name anyways.
Yeah, he or she, whatever you're into.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on to our favorite segment, the Revenant Caves.
Yes, it's the Revenant Caves. Dude, we're like about an hour or so into this, and I hadn't heard Revenant Caves, and I was getting worried.
I was getting the shakes. I was going to crack open a beer to kind of subdue the shakes. I needed something. Needed my fix. Anyway, so here's the fix. Well,
please tell me
not really. You know what I'm not like fixing the game, fixing the addiction to Revenant Caves, because they did more further tweaks and they kind of buffed it, I believe.
Yes, I love this. Every week, I want to see it. Next week, it getting nerfed. The week after that, getting buffed again. I want to see it going back and forth.
Yep.
You know, RuneScape 3 has double EXP weekends. I want to see old school RuneScape getting double GP weekends or weeks.
No, I want to see double buffs and double nerf weekends. Where they buff things by 2 times, or they nerf something by 2 times.
Yeah, they're like, this is completely ignorant to say, but let's just pretend they're doing the buffs and nerfs, and I want somebody to accidentally put his elbow on the keyboard, and would you look at that? Raids just got fucking buffed. The rewards just got buffed tenfold. Oh, look at that. You can get 2 twisted bows now, and it's a lot easier to get them.
Oh, look at that. No one can get experience this weekend. Go have fun. Go do some fun shit. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy playing RuneScape today? No, I didn't get any fucking experience.
I was losing experience.
You
every
disabled
time I was
my bank for the weekend? Really? I can deposit, but I can't withdraw. I can take my money out, but there's no withdraw all option. Are you serious?
You go open it and it's somebody else's bank. You're like, wait a minute.
That's a twisted bow. Withdraw, log. Anyways, so let's go over the Revenants. So, their initial batch of changes listed in the aforementioned news post intended to target players that were getting much more gold per hour than most. And the increase of resources being introduced into the game, they achieved that. They believe that after analyzing a new post change data, they didn't hit the mark. Of course they didn't. Fuck. So they overstepped it a little with the reductions, and now they're making minor changes. So, Revenant statues are no longer protected on death, no matter what. They'll always drop, like the Bracelet of Ethereum. Whilst the statuettes are quite rare, this change will replicate the behavior that was in place when they were added to replace previous drops, further increasing risk upon staying inside the caves. The magic attack of Revenants will now target several players at once, so up to 10 players stood in the same tile. The main target, more than one person will be getting hit.
Cool.
And when the caves are saturated with players, they notice that many players do not even wear the bracelet because they don't take damage. So now they're kind of forcing to do this. That being said, the chances of rolling on the normal loot table has been slightly increased. So that's the buff.
There it is.
Here's the thing. As much as I hate talking about Rev Caves buffs and nerfs, I like this because we said in the past, Jagex should be buffing and nerfing things, like with the Dragon Hunter crossbow, but doing it in, don't be so excessive. Don't give a 30% buff to something, buff it by 5%, and then 10. What they did here is they did a 100% buff, then they did a 50% nerf, and then they did they're going to the extremes and trying to find the middle point, and now they're in the final stages of tweaking the Rev Caves to get to that perfect medium. So I actually do like how they're buffing it again, just because it shows in the future they're willing to buff something and nerf it more than, once. It's been 4 months or 3 months since Rev Caves, and it's been tweaked quite a bit. So that is pretty good.
It's good to see. It's again, I mentioned that it seems like they don't know how to do nerfs and buffs too well, and I'm hoping that as they keep doing things like this, they're realizing hey, maybe we aren't good at this shit because one, we buff it too much, then we nerf it, then we realize we nerf it too much, then we buff it a little bit. Hopefully they're going to start realizing these, you don't have to do these, you don't have to fucking sever the head right away. You can, you know what I mean? You can bring it down little bit by little bit. You don't have to fucking half the drop rate of everything and then okay, maybe this is too much. Let's increase it a bit. Going back and forth.
It's really hard because it would imagine if Jagex had the task. Imagine having the task of okay, there's 4 groups of people in different canoes, and you want to get into one side of the lake at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're completely different people. You have the fucking, like, Olympic rowing team in one canoe. I know they're, like, it's different, but you know what I mean? Like, you have some extremely physically fit people that can paddle like crazy, and then you have, like, an elderly couple in another, and then you have a couple that has never been in a canoe, and maybe they tip it. Like, it's like, how the hell do you get them all at the end at the same time?
Yeah, you got one guy with one arm all by himself. He's just going around in circles.
He's skilling. No, but like, so it's a really difficult task because with Revenant Cave specifically, they want it so PKers want to go there and kill PKers and PVMers. They want PVMers to go there and make money, but they want everyone to kind of make the same amount of money. And like, you know, if you're maxed dropping a cannon, you're going to be making 4 times the amount as a dude who's got a rune crossbow, which obviously you should, if you put more time into the game and all that stuff, like, you should get to the end of the lake faster. If you're on the Olympic rowing team and that's your life, you should, you know, get there. But they have to find a way where, like, it's okay to go there at certain levels and do certain things. They have to find a way that just kind of works for everyone with all content, not just Rev Caves. So you see things like with mini games that the experience rates scale as you level up. Like, it becomes better and more experience as you level up. Like, that's kind of like the easiest fix. But doing content like this, where it's based on getting GP, is very difficult.
It is. And there's a lot of factors I have to look at. So I don't want to feel like I'm too harsh on them sometimes, and I'm like always harping on them, saying like, come on, get your shit together and get these nerfs and buffs figured out. But because I understand that it's not just simply going into the engine and being like, okay, let's switch. I'm going to take away 50, or I'm going to take away the 5 mil per hour and just make it 2 mil. You got to factor in like the actual drop rates of all these different items, how much they're worth, how much they're going to start crashing for if it's done too much. You know what I mean? You got to factor in the PKers and
got to factor in that Dragon Darts will go up like almost 2K in a week because of this. Like,
yeah. And then, like you mentioned last week, who are they basing this off of? Who's the typical player they're looking at, right? You know what I mean? Maybe look at both the max player and, you know what I mean? I understand it's really hard, and, you know, it's not like a lot of games they have like a public test server or something like that where you could sign on to this, you know, sign on to this server and play what the game's new patch is going to be offering in the next couple months. You could test things out, and a lot of people do that because they want to see, like, get their jumpstart at League of Legends. They go on to test out the new champion to see the ins and outs of the new champion, or whatever it is. World of Warcraft, you're testing out the newest dungeon to kind of get a hand on that, right?
Yep.
So, and I know it's a lot more difficult, but
yeah, but it's way more of a reason to do these updates in small, these nerfs and buffs in small doses.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they gotta maybe just stay off the subreddit for a week once you're doing these things, because you can't let the community kind of put you into a corner and make you feel like you have to have them buffed or you have to have them nerfed. Just do it on what your vision of the game should be, which again gets squirrely because that's why we have the polls, because we saw in the past the vision for the game kind of shifted from between the players and then the dev team. Luckily, they seem pretty good. The vision for old school RuneScape seems pretty good. Seems like what everybody else wants.
Yeah. Do you want to move on off this update?
All right. So now moving on to what's going on within the community. I saw the old school RuneScape Twitter posted a little bit of a video, but about the Dead Man Mode tournament. I don't think we mentioned it, but the finals is going to be beginning Friday, the 9th of March. So that's the week where everyone starts off fresh. The 2,000 players, they all, get back to it and train their accounts up and get their accounts to where it needs to be for the tournament. So the tournament will be taking place at 7 p.m. GMT on Saturday, March the 17th. And the prize pool is going to be $20,000. So this tournament's going to be similar as last season's tournament. Looks like the same final areas as last time, which was a little bit north of Falador and the demonic runes in the wilderness. And they have a picture which shows where all of the chests have a chance of spawning. There's one just south of Falador, there's one just north of Lumbridge, one in the middle of Varrock, one in Edgeville, one just north of Bandit Camp in the Wilderness, one just south of the Graveyard of Shadows, and one just north of the Lava Dragon Isle. Yeah, I remember last time we talked about whether or not it would be random if the chests would be announced, if we would know where they're going to be announced. But yeah, they're kind of just telling everybody. But yeah, $20,000 to the first prize. Sorry, $20,000 to the winner, followed by $10,000 for second place. Third and fourth get $1,000, and remaining 12 players who make up the final 16 will be getting a year's worth of membership. So, yep, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
That being said, we have some account security issues, not necessarily your account or anybody listening. It probably might not affect your account, but possibility of other people's accounts if you used a few of these websites or clients. So the first one is there is an unverified data breach with plain text passwords for the Zybez website. This data leak occurred on 19th of February this year. The leaked passwords are from 2012. It says Zybez does encrypt your passwords, but the leaked list has your password in plain text as well as previous passwords, email addresses, or your IP address that you might have logged on to the website with. So be careful. So a little bit of a way back playback. Deegan, you told us a story of you getting your shit leaked, basically, where some guy, I remember this, some guy approached you at the Grand Exchange, knowing your name, knowing a bunch of your information, and all that jazz. Turned out some of your shit had been leaked.
Yep.
There was a web, and you had talked about this website called Have I Been Pwned?
There was another one, but that's got taken down due to you pay $2 and you get all the information. But Have I Been Pwned is the website you can go to check. I don't believe it shows any. It doesn't show the passwords that are leaked. It shows, hey, yeah, this is what's been leaked on your account, on your email or usernames. Not my password being Hunter1, just my password being leaked.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives you a chance that, okay, maybe I should go update this shit across all platforms. I know many people use multiple, they'll use 5 different passwords for every account in the game. Not in the game, but every account they ever make on any website, including emails. So be careful of that. Anyways, the Have I Been Pwned website announced that there was a discovery of 2,844 data breaches that released 80 million records. One of the domains that had been breached was Zybez.net, which has over 1.2 million accounts. So this is a mix of old breaches, and it could be some new ones included onto that. So, again, the issue with that is you might have, on Zybez.net, if you made an account, you might have used the same password and the same username as your Runescape account. So this would give people a chance to find your shit and get into your account. So make sure you have a PIN, make sure you have two-step authenticator, and make sure you change your passwords if you are a Zybez.net user.
So I should say this. I was talking to a dude this week who got hacked for $2 on my friends list.
Wow.
Yep. And here's the thing. If you're using Hotmail or Outlook, please change it to a Gmail, because Hotmail and Outlook says they have a two-step, you can apply for a quote-unquote two-step or a recovery system through the emails, but it doesn't fucking work. It's not like Gmail. I have mine set up on my phone, but I can just change my password or log in on anything and it's fine. It doesn't make me confirm through my phone. Wow. Outlook/Hotmail isn't actually secure. They try and trick you into thinking it's secure. It's not. Just make a throwaway, just make I don't know, if you're Deegan is cool at gmail.com, and then you use that directly just for your RuneScape account, set up a two-step on your phone, like a Gmail, the email 2-step, because we all know, like, the RuneScape 2-step is useless. Because you can just log into your account and disable it. Like, it doesn't do anything. Just make sure you actually use a Gmail, because my friend thought he had a 2-step, but he's using Outlook and he gets hacked for $2 bill, and now he's been grinding Vorkath nonstop for this whole week trying to get his bank back. Yeah,
that's unreal.
Yeah, so like he was like, I'm fine. You know, he probably doesn't even know about the Zybez leak. I don't know.
But so it's keep your eyes peeled for that. It's
yeah, make sure you just set up a Gmail. Use unique passwords. Don't use common passwords. As when I say common, I don't mean like Hunter1. I mean like most people use like 3 or 4 passwords for everything.
Yep.
So that's why you get hacked, because your Neopets from 20 years ago got leaked or something, or your CD Projekt Red account, which happened to me, got leaked, and so you just have to change. Make sure you use like unique passwords for everything. Like that. That's what That's what I've had to do after my scare. Just I have separate passwords for everything. So if one thing gets breached, they can't really get into anything else. You should do the same.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go through some tips on how you can keep your accounts secured. But on the topic of breaches and keeping your account nice and safe, there is a client that we have mentioned in the past. I don't use it. Deegan, do you use this client?
What's it called?
So this client is called RuneLoader.
Yep.
You do use it.
I use it when Conduit's not working.
Oh, shit. Well, anyways, a little bit of drama-related security issues with that one. So the creator of this client, he went onto Twitter and leaked some of their users' IP addresses that they use with the client. So
yeah, you send them like $10 or $20 Bitcoins, and he would leak your IP, like leak whoever's IP you want. So I would say, hey,
oh, is that what it was? I thought it was you had to pay that, or else your account would get leaked.
No, so what would happen is I would pay him $20 and say I want Dill's IP, and he'd go into the system and find your IP, and then tweet it or give it to me.
Okay, so yeah, the guy is getting paid off. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of people are always worried, and we've talked about it before, but people are always worried about using third-party clients because it does give people the option to do shady shit like this, where the creator of RuneLoader has a bunch of your information, and he made a tweet on Twitter saying, I literally do not care, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's in reference to this shit happening, or maybe it's whatever it is, but super sketchy, and it's a shame to anybody who's using it. A lot of people use a third-party client, and people are always wary of it. I use OS Buddy. Deegan uses Conduit now. And personally, I feel pretty safe with OS Buddy. They have seemed to have worked with Jagex in the past. A lot of the J mods do use this client as well. It's one of the most popular. They make a lot of money because you can buy a pro version, which is about $2 a month Canadian. And I think it's $2 a month Canadian. Who knows? Anyways, it's $2 a month. And so they make a lot of money off of it, which makes people be like, they'd be stupid to release any information because they make so much money off people paying for the pro that the second that happens, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to trust it anymore. No one's going to use it. And then you got Conduit, which is kind of second in line for the way clients go, would you say?
I mean, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, so another one. A lot of people do trust it, but again, a lot of people trust this RuneLoader client.
I mean, the scary thing is that Bhooley uses it, and he's like probably the most popular streamer.
Yeah, we've mentioned him before. He streams old school RuneScape, plays a lot of Deadman mode.
But yeah, he vouched multiple times about this being a safe client. Don't worry, it's all good. Like, he's vouched for because he knows the guy personally, right? Like, they're friends.
Yep.
And he's vouched for the client, and he advertised for it, and now look what's happening. It's like even
exactly.
The most trusted streamer, like the face of Twitch RuneScape, is like he's kind of getting dicked around too,
Yeah, I'm not saying he's involved in any way.
Yeah,
but...
I'm not saying that at all. But like he trusted it enough to like tell people, hey, I'm using it.
And then maybe this guy woke up one day, maybe he lost his bank at the duel arena or got PK'd a few too many times and said, fuck it. I literally don't care. You know what I mean? He literally said that. So it's a definitely scary thing. So yeah, look out. If you did use that client, I don't know what you can do about that, but people always have problems with being DDoS, especially if you're a big player in the Deadman mode tournaments.
Yep.
So this gives the possibility for you getting DDoSed if you've used this account and somebody wants to DDoS you. So I don't have too many tips for that one. Again, when it comes to account security and internet security and computer stuff in general, I'm not really that smart, surprisingly enough, since I play a lot of games and I'm on the computer quite a lot. But for all I know, there's a fucking wizard living in that box and he just does things. And we're just going to let him keep doing those things.
Just ice barraging shit.
He's just ice barraging shit sometimes. But I know there's one thing I've started doing that really, I can't say it helped me because I don't get hacked too often, obviously. But I have had my information leaked. I have a very old email address that I would use basically for anything that I just don't really care too much about. So luckily it has no affiliation with RuneScape, but it also has no affiliation with any of my important information, like no banking information gets sent there, nothing that I actually care about. It's always like my Neopets. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So it's been breached a few times, and it kind of caused me to kind of take some extra steps. There's a podcast that I listen to, and it's a pretty popular one, and it's a very good podcast, so I definitely recommend listening to it if you listen to podcasts. It's called Reply All, and they just kind of talk about internet topics, and they tell stories about internet things. Episode 93, it's kind of a 3-parter, so you might want to go back and listen to the first ones, which is, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's something to do with the Russian passenger. Anyways, point of it is, one of the people from that podcast, their Uber account gets hacked, and they dive through this giant rabbit hole of trying to figure out how their account got hacked, and they kind of talk about all these different ways your account can get hacked, or how your passwords can get breached, or leaked, or whatever it is, someone can find it out. But one of the things that they talk about and how you can keep your shit safe is finding a program that's referred to as a password manager. So after that, I decided to download one. The one I'm using right now, it's called KeePass. KeePass 2. I'm not going to go into too information on how it works and how safe it is, but from my understanding, it kind of saves it offline. And you have to make a password to use this KeePass. So I just made this really fucked up password. Made sure I wrote down a piece of paper somewhere in my house, and I leave it in the drawer. And what you can do is it can generate passwords for different accounts. So it's tricky for things like RuneScape when you can't just copy and paste shit into your RuneScape thing, but like for my Facebook account or your Gmail, or if you're using Hotmail, or things that are just like on websites, you can just generate a password for it, and then there's a button on it which it will copy, and then you can paste it right into the password box of that website. And there's a way that you can make it so you can actually see the password, and it's always like just a mix of capitalized letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and all that shit. You can add in symbols. There's a bunch of options for really protecting your account. So it's something that I've been using. I don't use it for everything, but I use it for a lot of things that I only use on my computer. So if there's things that I'm using on my phone, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, but things that I would only use on my phone, I don't really use that password manager because I can't just copy and paste it onto my phone. Yeah, look into a password manager. It definitely does keep your shit nice and safe. Yeah, I guess that's it. And or if you're not going to use it, use different passwords for everything. You got any cyber security tips?
Unique passwords. I don't know. Don't get phished. I don't know. It's kind of basic. It's just don't be lazy. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and not just lazy, but don't be like, well, it's never going to happen to me. Because the amount we use the internet for everything these days, it's only a matter of time till you might lose your shit. And these data breaches, there are probably tons out there that aren't released, that people just don't know about. Because normally what happens is somebody breaches zybez.net, they have all of these passwords and IP addresses and emails, and it's not until somebody buys it off them on the dark web. That's usually where it happens. Someone buys it off the dark web, and that's when it becomes public that this is being sold and traded. So it's definitely been breached. But how many websites have been breached and the person who breached it just kind of keeps the information for themselves? We don't know. Probably tons, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Better safe than sorry, especially since, as the days and years go on, we're just going to be using the internet more and more, and you don't want to be stuck using these 3 different passwords for everything. What if your house gets connected to the internet, like, fully? Next thing you know, some guys fucking breached your house password, and they're fucking unlocking the doors at night and turning on your shower and shit for fun.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's it there for cybersecurity. So moving on from that, something random for all you RuneScape 3 lovers out there. I talked, was it last week or maybe the week before, about how I went onto my account, sold a bunch of clue scroll items I just had sitting there because I don't even know why, but they were just sitting there, and I sold them for a shit ton. I ended up selling a boater, which is those stupid straw hats, but I sold it for like 300k. They're worth like 7 or 8 mil right now because RuneScape 3 had a new Master Clue scroll. They had a new tier of Clue scroll come out called the Master Clue scroll. We have it in Oldschool RuneScape, but they just got it in RuneScape 3. And I guess the boater is a requirement for that, so it's just shot up in price. Little fun to note, check your RuneScape 3 account, sell those Clue scroll items, buy a bond, and boom, you can play Oldschool RuneScape for free for 2 weeks. I think that's basically it for everything that I saw this week. Deegan, well, I guess both of us, we both posted a little question of the week last week on our Discord and Twitter and stuff like that, and we got some responses.
Yeah, so I made, I guess 2 weeks ago I started a topic of the week. Just if you're in our Discord and you want to just chat about something, every Sunday or Monday I will post a question or like a topic, which is pretty much a question, but I want to get everyone's like thoughts on certain things, I guess.
And we might not always read the responses from it, but it gives us a chance to look through and see if there's anything that could, bring up some good points that we might have missed, and see a different perspective of things.
Yep.
And there might be the odd week where we don't post a topic because maybe we don't want to just rehash it. That was the problem. We were doing a question of the week way back where I was trying to come up with these fun questions for you guys you could respond with, but sometimes I just had trouble coming up with a good creative one, and it could turn out to things like, what's your favorite skill?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So sometimes you might not always get them, but keep an eye out. They'll be there.
But yeah, I've just kind of been posting. I'm making these posts or these like topics just in mind, trying to keep in mind of like what other people enjoy, because I see I have 82 mining and it's like, all right, I'll just power mine for a little bit to like get all my gloves, and I'll just trial blast. Like, I don't mind it. Some people might hate it and just fuck it, I'm never mining again. Some like everyone's very different, so I just want to know what people's opinions are. Anyways, so this topic / question is more of, what do you think of Jagex improving old content, like either by buffing it or changing it completely, whatever, or should they be focusing more on new content for this year? Mainly because out of the 12 months in a year, generally one is just dedicated to old content stuff and it's low effort. Like, we get like, I'd say like 6 weeks in total across the whole year that's dedicated to like quality of life, but more important, like probably less than that of like actually improving old content and going back and like building on what's already there instead of, making Zeah. Zeah's unfinished, but what about other areas that they kind of forget about? Like where Raids 2 is taking place,
Yeah, and like it seems like the theme right now, and looks like it might currently be this, is every February is straight quality of life.
Yeah, anyways, so this kind of, in general, when you're adding new content, just in general for most gaming companies, you add new content for higher level players. You add new content for like your more hardcore fan base to give them new stuff to do. And you go back and improve old content to help get people into the game and try and turn them into a hardcore player. So they need to, I just want to know what most people have thought. Anyways, so we'll go with the first person. So MLB 1111. So he was saying that they should mainly focus on improving old content. And so, and I like a lot of about what he had to say. He makes a lot of good points. So he says that there's a lot of like content that isn't even being utilized. So a good example is the Dark Altar, which is what you use for the Ensouled Heads. It like people do use it, but more often than not, like you go to World 330, you go to the home world, go to Remington, and there's a bunch of people training prayer there, right?
Yep.
Because it's really good experience, and no one really cares about the Dark Altar. It seems more of like an Iron Man thing, or if you're just trying to save some money. But like, you know, that's one example. There's like one thing that he brought up, and I kind of felt like this is directed at me, where people will go ahead and do raids, but they've never touched Fossil Island, and they haven't even done a lot of things on Zeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, good examples, I have like 75 kill count, I guess, in raids, which isn't a lot compared to most people that do raids, but I didn't really know what Piscarius was about. You know, I didn't even have that much favor. But it's a good example where they add content to Zeah. They're adding raids and stuff, but like a lot of people aren't even doing the current content in Zeah. People aren't even going. There's a lot of people that don't even touch that continent because they have more things to do, right? Like they keep adding content that kind of overwhelms people, and it kind of causes them to just ignore it completely.
And it does get tricky because, for instance, Fossil Island, I'm a huge fan of the way Fossil Island was designed. I don't necessarily go there a lot just because a lot of things I just don't have a reason to go there for. Now, how do you make it so it's like relevant in the game without it taken away from other things? How do you make, let's just say, like the underwater fishing and hunting and thieving thing there, whatever, any of the things there, how do you make them relevant without making them the best experience? Because the second you make them the best experience, just hands down best experience, and it's still on par with AFK and money as the other things, you start taking players away from like things like that. So you know what I mean? It's a balance of it being low efficiency, fun, gold, and experience. You got to kind of balance all of those out, right?
Yeah. So, well, Fossil Island's kind of weird because if you're a higher level player, it's useless, but if you're a lower level player, it's great stuff. So if I were to go to Fossil Island right now, it would be because I want to get the herbivore pet.
Yeah. And also, great way to train hunter and getting a shit ton of herbs, because herbs can get expensive, and farming is great, but you have to, one, buy the seeds, and two, you gotta wait for them to grow, which it's not a long time, but still, sometimes you want to just be able to constantly bang them out. Boom. In between your herb runs, go to the herbivore pet. Or the herbivore whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, like Fossil Island specifically was kind of geared towards lower level players, and just with that as a whole idea is that it will generally be dead content because because it's only there for a finite time, right? It's not like Zeah where you go there's a low level to train on sand crabs, you go there's a max account to do raids, you go there's a medium level or low level to do the quests, and to like, hey, I like fishing, I'll go fish, I like wood cutting, I'll go wood cut. Like Zeah's good because all levels can go there and do shit that doesn't really like hinder their like efficiency. There's a lot of things you can do at all levels, but the issue is getting people to go there and actually do it and go through all the favors, and like, I don't want to grind out an hour to get this favor done. Like, you got to find ways to improve, not make it faster, but make it more fun for people. Like, it's not the most fun getting the favor. It's quicker. It's way quicker than it used to be. But, you know, should they go and add new ways to gain favor? Should they completely redo oh, I need 20% to do this to get favor faster? Should they like kind of make it all baselined at 0% so you can kind of do whatever you want? Like, you know, what do they do? Yeah, so like it's pretty good points that there's stuff that like you can completely bypass and just do max end game stuff and just bypass a lot of content. That's not always good because it's good to experience the content and just kind of enjoy the game.
It does get tricky. Old school RuneScape, it has like this tricky balance they're trying to have. The thing is with Fossil Island, I'm not trying to compare the two between Zeah and Fossil Island, but there are a lot of things for different levels to do it. And I think part of the thing that it does great is it offers, if you're going just based on experience per hour, it has some really good training methods. That being said, if you're doing the agility and thieving thing, it's kind of split between the two. If you're doing farming with the mahogany trees, amazing experience, done cheap as well, but you gotta wait like 3 days for it to actually grow.
Yep.
I think part of it is people just realizing it, and, you know, I go there for my trees.
Yep.
I don't go woodcut Suliceps, but when I need to get maybe 90 woodcutting for the next master clue that I get, I might go try it out. You know, I don't do the volcanic mine, which is something I do want to try, but I don't want to work out the
kudos.
What's it called? The kudos. So I just that motherlode mining, but eventually I do plan on getting there and trying it out because it sounds fun. But the problem I also have is, and this could be a way you could offer it to give people a reason going there, is you kind of give unique items. You know how fishing trawler has the fishing outfit, the angler's outfit? You could do things like that where it's not game breaking where you need to have the angler's outfit, but it's kind of nice to have. Myself, I like to have these different outfits that I'm always getting. You know, I got the lumberjack outfit, I got the farming outfit. You know, a lot of people say they give you a 2.5% experience boost when you're doing those tasks. It doesn't necessarily, you're not going to notice too much of a difference if you're comparing the hours spent getting the outfit versus if you just went straight experience gaining in that task. But if the only time it starts becoming benefit, where let's say it takes 10 hours to get the angler's outfit, you know, it's suddenly you're like, well, that 2.5% boost isn't going to save you 10 hours worth of fishing going to 99, but it will save you 15 hours when you're going to 200 million experience. So that's where it kind of works out. Not many people are going for that 200 mil, but
that one specifically is nice because it opens up the fishing dock in the guild that allows you to get the sharks. And you can fish the minnows.
So yeah, you have these things where you're like, well, I do need to get this angler's outfit, so I will go to fishing trawler. It's a pretty lame activity, and if the angler's outfit wasn't there, I don't think anyone would be doing that mini game.
Yeah.
So those are some ways you could create, you know, these old activities and making them more relevant. The issue I have with some of those is it's kind of different, but the rewards are brought up to date, but the activity itself is still a thing from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can just tell it's just, you know, fishing trawler. It kind of sucks. It's, you know what I mean? It's not very good. Or you look at the Rogue's Den. We've talked about it before, but that thing is just wonky as fuck.
Yeah, but they did go back and they did rebalance it, so it's not that bad to do. Like, you get the gear much, much faster now.
Yeah, the gear's fast, but I'm just saying, yeah, the actual activity itself, though, it's dated as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You tell when you go there, it just feels super outdated.
Yeah.
But again, that's a way you revive the Rogue's Den. You release this new gear that kind of gives you double the loot from pickpocketing, which is, you know, it's
make it so you don't walk out with like one set, but you have 20 legs. Like that's what was happening to people.
Yeah.
So they went and fixed that, but yeah.
So, but before that, the rogue outfit was just fashionscape.
Yeah. So the like it kind of brings on a point that this guy said was that they must be willing to balance content in general. New content and also, you know, the old content too. And the last point that I'll mention that he said was that in general, RuneScape, the major pull is nostalgia, but they do have to keep in mind that like new content does keep people around, and you can tell that by looking at the player base throughout the years and how we dropped down to 15,000. And then they started going, oh shit, we need to start pumping out stuff. We need to bring people back. So
believe it or not, there's a ton of players that are playing this game for the very first time. They've never touched RuneScape before. I know, because I've met people who, like, they were looking for an MMO. They saw RuneScape. They might have tried RuneScape 3 and didn't like it. So then, what's this old school? I'll try this, and boom. Wow, this is not bad.
So, yeah. There's another person named Illumini, I'm assuming. Illumini? As always, I've said his name in my head. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, so he says that they should make lower level content more fun. And why, like, what's the point of adding a bunch of new content that the majority of the player base can't even get to? And I kind of like, and he kind of says that, Jagex should help lower players want to get to a high level, like make them want to grind out and do the newer content. And so they should, make lower level content more fun. Like, who wants to get 21 Hunter? That is the worst.
Oh God, I always say that's worse than getting from 92 to 99 Hunter.
Probably the same time. Not really.
Yeah.
But,
it took me like a whole day just to get from level 9 to 27 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. But yeah, like, so it is kind of tricky though to, I guess we say this all the time, but to like fix low level content and older content without breaking other methods. Like, they kind of tried doing that with Fossil Island, but it's kind of like, oh, I need to get these skills up. I don't really want to do it. I'll just go do the mini game. And then for me, it's like, I only care about Hunter and agility. I mean, Hunter and thieving. I don't need agility. Like, I don't care about leveling that up anymore. Not for a while. Mm-hmm. And it is faster for me to just level them up separately using Arty Knights and like Black Gins. And it's more profitable. So it's like, what's the point of me going to these like hunting, thieving mini games and stuff? But yeah.
Yeah, so that's some interesting points, because, like, again, with some of the higher level community, there is a bit of gatekeeping that comes from many people, where they say, like, why fix the lower level things when, first off, I've already done it, I don't need to do it again, and second of all, if I went through the pain of, level 9 to 27 Hunter, why should a new player be able to bypass it, like, easily, or enjoy themselves and not want to kill themselves? They should have to go through the same struggle that I went through.
Yep.
It is good to keep in mind that a lot of people who are starting off, the early game is almost the most important thing for a new player who's completely fresh to this game, because if not, they're not enjoying themselves. They're not going to look for, like, someone who's never played old school RuneScape in the past isn't going to go look at raids and be like, that is what I want to do. They're going to be just killing cows, and if they enjoy the killing cows part and leveling it up and find it satisfying, they'll continue playing. But if they're just like, yeah, this is pretty dull and boring, that's where they kind of fall out.
And then Melton, so he says that they should be balancing older content, and he mentions how there's so much dead content in the game that could be made much better. And so he references like south of Mortmire Swamp and Berg Durat. It's a huge area with very little content. I mean, they're going to add raids too, but like in the grand scheme of things, there's like 2 or 3 quests, maybe. Like, there's a small amount of quests that like bring you in that area. There's like barrows, I guess. But in general, it's such a big area with like, you hunt there for a little bit, you do salamanders for a little bit, and then you do barrows, which you bypass now with the teleport. Yeah. And in general, it's such a big area that they could add so much to, but they just haven't yet, because they're just focused on adding new areas, new things. So yeah, he mentions that, and he also says they should just also focus on reworking, getting rid of, and consolidating minigames. And there's too many minigames that are completely useless, but people only do it because you need it for like a diary, which is like trouble brewing, or like you need it for a quest, like whatever the fuck that Pyre Fiend, the build the wall shit. They made the bracelet because no one does the minigame. Whatever minigame that is, it's a good example.
Yeah. Split bark is useless too, that's why.
Yeah.
I believe it came from that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of minigames that aren't really that fun. They're not really rewarding, and you kind of just have to do it at some point if you're getting something. And they should kind of focus on, either getting, like, if they don't want to touch it, they can always just get rid of it. You know what I mean? If no one ever uses it and it's just completely dead content, get rid of it and add those aspects to a new minigame, or like consolidate or combine other minigames to make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree there, because it sucks seeing these dead minigames. Last Man Standing, Castles Free to Play, Trouble Brewing. I had to do Trouble Brewing for a diary, and I mentioned it, and I, surprisingly enough, enjoyed myself once enough people showed up to do the diary as well.
When I did Trouble Brewing, the guy said, just AFK. And I went, all right, got in the game eventually, AFK, and he went and did it for me, and I didn't do anything.
But, like, yeah, exactly, because you're just like, there's no reason, because once I'm done here, I'll never be stepping foot back in here, because nobody else is going to.
Yep.
The thing is, I did it, and I was like, this has potential to be a lot of fun if there was like 20 people on your team and 20 people on the other team. The unfortunate thing is, it was like a 2v2, because that's the people who showed up, and the game's about to start, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Yep.
But going into Trouble Brewing, you have a bunch of things you need to do. You're making alcohol, basically, and you have to keep the machines running. You need to get the ingredients. There's like 5 of them you need to get. And yeah, that's about it. Different ways of doing it. So with a team of, I think it was 3v3 actually, you had a bunch of people kind of doing random things, and some guy would be like AFKing most of it. But what I would do, which is probably probably the worst person you want in this dead minigame, but you can grab these torches, you can fucking set fire to the other person's machines and just shut them down for a bit.
Yep.
So I found myself constantly doing that, because I'm trying to get people like, okay, this guy's sabotaging our equipment, I'm going to stop AFKing and actually play a bit. And I found myself being like, this could be a lot of fun if you had more than just a couple people. So it'd be great to just have some sort of unique rewards, I suppose. The thing is, they do have these like pirate outfits, but I don't know, it's nobody cares too much about those.
Yeah.
Castle Wars, people do it, but that's because you can get the Halo, which becomes like the best in slot for peers. Something like that, right?
I always thought it was Fashionscape. I don't really know though.
I believe it gives you some prayer bonuses.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
So you do things like that. How do you do it? I don't know. They've talked about it in the past, having a one minigame official shop, and you have to collect points from different minigames.
Yeah.
It got shot down, so it's not going to be coming out unless they revamp it or whatever, but that was one way they thought of doing that. You know, World of Warcraft, again, I don't mean to keep referencing different MMOs, but it's interesting to see how they tackle these issues. But WoW, they have like a rotating game mode where one is always, you get bonus points for doing that, but every game gives you these battleground points, and you can spend it on PvP armor. I'm not saying bring PvP armor in, but they have their own quote-unquote mini-game shop. It seems to work. You could do something like that with old school RuneScape, but the way people mention it is it's not going to revive the minigame. You're just going to have people going to these minigames just to get these points for that week, and then it's going to go back to being dead. But you know what I mean? There's some minigames that I really did enjoy in the past. Fight pits being a big one. I fucking spent so much time there, and it saddens me every time I go to see if there's anybody doing these fight pits. There's not. Last Man Standing. Sucks to see that nobody's in there. You know, what could you do? Do you start adding these pets that you can buy from the minigame with minigame tokens? I don't know. I don't think people would really like that idea, but that's definitely one way of getting people, because people are pet hunters in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you do.
All right, yeah. So he also says, he makes a good point about Fossil Island on how I dismissed it almost instantly. And he's saying like a lot of people have dismissed Fossil Island. Macro-wise, you can get some decent experience. And a lot of people don't realize what kind of experience you can get. And it doesn't help that they have things like a really high kudos requirement for the volcanic mine, and that just makes people say, fuck it, not even going to try and grind it out. Just in case, it's probably not even worth it for me. There's good passive experience, and he even mentions that you get really good prayer experience from the extra fossils at the mycelium pool, and it played a huge part of him getting 80 prayer. And he says that like the island is great, and just everyone's pretty uninformed on how good it can be. And it can still be efficient if you know how to utilize the island properly. So, like, how does, like, it's, you know, maybe Jagex could find a way to help people, I don't know, want to use there? Or go there? I don't know. It's kind of hard to inform people on how to kind of utilize the fossil island.
It's almost like a word of mouth thing, because
I feel like, yeah, I think on release, the island got memed so hard that everyone just assumes, oh, it's dead content, you have to be level 50 to use it.
You know, it could be like Zeah, with, like, you know, not a lot of people gave a shit about it, but then you add in Wintertodt, you add in Chambers of Zarek, you add in the Catacombs, you add in the Woodcutting Guild, and suddenly you have someone who might not need to use the Catacombs, but they're kind of sick of killing these black demons with a cannon. They notice, hey, they're also in the Catacombs, and would you look at this? There's a chance of getting these totem pieces to kill this boss. Wow, this boss drops fair loot. You know, Fossil Island, they've talked about bringing in a new demi-boss that requires, you know, the kudos and shit.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's just word of mouth, too, because, you know, I don't think of going to Fossil Island, but then I hear, you know, I'm doing mining, and I'm not necessarily enjoying myself, but I say, hey, there's another technique of doing that on Fossil Island. And then I talk to someone else who's done it, and they say, I actually enjoyed myself there, got decent experience rates, and, you know, I grew a fair amount of levels. You know, we read his tweet out when he mentioned it to us that the volcanic mine wasn't actually as dead as we had thought it would be. So then I start going, well, shit, I gotta try that eventually.
Yeah. So overall, what is your opinion? Do you think Jagex should set out more time and old content, or do you think they should keep going the way they're going and just adding a lot more new content?
Well, I don't know if you remember a little while ago, I played a YouTube clip. It was from Mod Matt, and he's like the overseer of RuneScape 3 mainly, but he's basically one of the top dogs in Jagex entirely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he talked about on the Oldschool RuneScape stream, and this was from years ago, and he said one of the big problems they made with RuneScape 3 is they were always looking forward, always looking for the next biggest thing to bring to the game, and because of that, they just lost sight with some of the smaller activities in the game that they just moved on from, said, fuck it, we're not going to update this. We're just going to move on with the next newest way to train mining. We're going to bring that one out. It's this new fucking whatever it is. And by the time they got to this point where they have all this dead content that nobody's using, it was too hard to go back and fix it, and it was too far gone. So that's the thing. The head guy at RuneScape 3, he noticed that this is a problem and told on the Oldschool RuneScape stream. So, you know what I mean? That's almost very telling that, hey, let's go back and fix some of these things.
Yeah. Like, I kind of feel, I agree. Like, I think after Raids 2 and Mobile come out, they need to focus on improving Zeah, even though I do like Zeah as it is, but they need to improve Zeah and like Fossil Island and just like start adding more to the world. And I'm kind of worried because as of right now, like with Mobile coming out and like these past big updates, I feel like Jagex has been like chasing the dragon, and the dragon being 100,000 concurrent players.
Sure, yeah.
Like they really want to get that and like get the game, get more players in. But so the major thing, the two big points of like between old and new content is that if you're bringing in new content, you're catering towards the more hardcore fan base, which is like, it's playing it safe. Generally, like you can retain a percentage of the players for much, much, much longer. It's playing it, yeah. And if you bring in, or if you update old content and like help out the newer players, I guess, like you're catering more towards getting more casual players into the game and playing, but 90% of people that play RS like quit. You know what I mean? Like if you start an account, chances are you're not really going to max out. You're going to like probably quit. I know like I've gotten a lot of people to try out RS. I've gotten like 10 of my buddies to sit down and start playing, and only one of them made it to level 100. And he ended up quitting. He hit level 100.
It's a tough grind.
Like, it is tough, but that being said, like I sat down and like was like, I tried every way of like, what do you want to like do? What are you thinking? Man, I have no idea. Just, do you want to do some quests? All right, well, let's go do a bunch of quests. We made an account with them, ran him through a bunch of quests, did all this stuff. And then he got members, did a bunch of agility and mining, and was like, yeah, fuck it. This game's too grindy. And then he just quit.
Yeah.
And then I have friends where it's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. I want to do some AFK shit. All right, well, these are all the cool things you do here. Let me like show you all this stuff. There's also other more engaging ways to play the game. That's fine. I'll just do this. 2 days later, they quit. Like, and then I had one friend who just, oh man, I can't get 43 prayer. Oh god, it's so much money. All right, dude, let me buy you 43 prayer. Bought him 43 prayer. Showed him how to like use the altars. Oh, thanks, man. Can you get me 70 prayer? No. I went and dropped like 2 mil getting you 43 prayer. This is back when I was like level like 80 or 90, so that was a lot for me. I was like, no, I got you to like where you needed to be. Now you're gonna have to do the rest yourself. And then he ends up quitting. And you're like, okay. So it's kind of annoying how, like in my experience, a lot of the people say the game's too grindy, or there's like, they look at like, oh man, I gotta put in so many hours. I don't want to play this game. And then they stop. But if you were to make it so they like, if you were to like break that wall down to like not look at this big wall they have to climb, like I need to put in 2,000 hours to hit max. If that is deterring them from even playing, like would they even put in the time? Would they give the game, would they play it that much to kind of get to that point? It's kind of hard to, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. I was playing League of Legends the other day, and I was in Discord with one of the people I was playing with. I think I died in game or something, and they're like, dude, were you even paying attention? I was like, no, sorry, I'm playing RuneScape on my other monitor as well. I wasn't looking. And then he said, oh, RuneScape, you know, I'm trying to get into streaming. I'm looking for more games to stream. How is RuneScape? And the first thing I have to say is, it's a very popular game, but it's not for everyone. And some people just won't like it, and you just won't enjoy it. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yep.
So as long as, you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's just, it's got its niche, and it's got a huge player base because of that, right? Because people just love it for what it is, but a lot of people just won't enjoy it. We had a friend who played back in the day, but he wanted to play again. He never got to a high level in the past, and he wanted to become a really good PKing account. So he makes it pure, starts grinding it out, and he wants to get those 99 stats for his level 1 defense. So what does he do? He camps the experiments from the Frankenstein quest, I think it is.
Yep.
Because experiments, they have a lot of health and low defense, and they don't really hit too hard. So it's a way of getting a lot of experience without whatever. But they don't have any drops. Anyways, he must have spent 30 hours killing that. And lo and behold, gets like 86 strength. It's pretty high strength. And then he goes, you know what? This grind is fucking brutal. And I'm like, I told you, I don't know why you're killing those things. It's not fun to kill them. You can't just look at that 99 from level 1 and being like, that's my goal. Mm-hmm. The people that are going to stay to the game are the people who are like, oh, let me play, yada, yada, yada. Just walking around, killing cows, and, oh, wow, look at this, a steel scimitar? No, fuck, look at this. Look how much damage output I increased from moving from bronze to steel. And look at that rune. I want to get that rune scimitar so fucking bad. Boom, get that rune scimitar. Dude, that's sick. What about dragon? Dragon's not too far off. Oh man, I can't wait to get dragon. Boom, start grinding. You know what I mean? Like they have these short-term goals.
Yeah, but that's the big thing is most people quit around the projected average level. Like that Jagex put out where like, you know, like it's like not many people will make it to like 100 and keep going because like the experience is exponential, but so is the gear, the cost of the gear. It gets to a point where like, all right, you have, let's just say, you know, you're a new player, but you care about efficiency in terms of like your items. So you have like a D-Sim, D-Boots, maybe even Dragon Plate Legs, and then like a torso, like a fighter torso, and like Dragon Defender. Like you have like all that typical Zerker setup. Maybe a Slayer helm, and you're like going around slaying. Like, oh, this is nice. That cost me like 500k tops. You know, maybe like 500 and something K. Mine, okay, the Slayer helm was like a mil, but you know what I mean? Like about 1.5 mil. Okay, that's cool. I want to get a whip. Oh, fuck. That's 2.2 mil. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at some other items. Let's upgrade to a Fury. Oh, that's a couple mil. All right, that's fine. And they go and spend some time. They're kind of like, oh, finally got it. Nice. That feels good. Now what's the next upgrade? Obsidian legs? That's a couple mil. Oh, for fuck's sakes. They go and grind that. And they go, okay, now what's next? Pegasian boots?
Tassets.
Well, like Pegasian boots, tassets, torture. Okay, well, that is like
20 times as much money.
Yeah, the boots are like 20 mil. The task is like 23 mil. The torture's like 13 mil. Fuck, I'm never going to make that much money. And then that's when the player base stops playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's I was going to say, that's like when like you start climbing up the hill, you get to the top of the hill, and you're like, fuck, now I got to scale a cliff.
Yeah.
And it gets bad. And like, so some people like get really deterred from playing that, but like from doing that, but I don't know. Like it's really hard to convince the players that like you don't look at the end goal. You just focus on playing the game and eventually go, holy shit, I have 10 mil. I can sell my Fury and buy a torture now. Should I do that? Oh man, I'm going to do that. And you buy like, oh shit, I got it. No way. I want to try out some bosses. Let's try KBD. That's not too bad. And then eventually like maybe I'll do Venenatus or Callisto. That's pretty fun. And like you kind of like have to set small term goals, but then also not be obsessed with like getting the stats and the gear. Like it's really hard to get the players in there, and adding faster experience rates is not the answer, because some people that play this game, they enjoyed the game, they played a lot, but they can't grind. So there's a lot of people that have issues grinding the game, and making the grind shorter isn't really the answer, right?
Yeah. Well, I know one tip which you might find yourself getting burnt out or getting bored of the game, and you might not have tried this tip. But one thing that I've noticed with myself personally, and I think I notice it with other people as well, is when you start making connections with other people in this game, the game's just a lot more fun to play.
Yeah.
Personally, I used to play this game solo all the fucking time. Since we've started this podcast, we made a clan chat and a Discord, so we slowly see it build up with new players coming in and hanging out, and next thing you know, there's a handful of people who are always hanging out, and I've met a ton of friends through these clan chats and the Discord, and I've gone bossing a bunch with a small group of people that we would just go bossing and fuck around and stuff, and something that I might have not done in the past. And I don't know, I've just found myself having a lot more fun now when you're doing your mining grind, but you're doing it with a couple other people who are also having to do their mining grind, or you're able to sit down and talk with them, and you know what I mean? It's just, that's one way that if you find yourself getting burnt out, find a community of people to play with. If you're playing solo and you maybe haven't joined, we have a clan chat open that you can always come and hang out with. Wild CC, a little plug right there, a little early plug, I should say. But
I mean, my issue I find personally is my solution is to go do new shit. So I was doing raids in Vorkath nonstop for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, and I feel myself getting burnt out. Like, I could do 4 raids in a day and, like, enjoy it so... Give that thumbs up before I log out, you know? Like, really enjoyed it. And then, like, I would do 4 raids over the course of, like, 6 hours. You know, if I do 4 raids back-to-back and I played 6 hours straight, and I loved it. It was so fun. And then I found myself doing 2 raids that were 50 minutes each, and I got off, and I was like... Like, the whole time, I'm in autopilot listening to a podcast, just, like... All right, now I gotta go farm. Yeah. Okay, go kill him. And he's dead. All right, jump into the next one. I found myself going on autopilot and not really enjoying it. And so I was like on stream, you know what? Can you help me do this master clue? Let's just see where I can get to. And I'm like, okay, 80, gotta get 82 mining now? All right, well, I don't want to do motherlode mining because I don't need to do it and it's boring. What could I do? And then it's like, do blast mine. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take it. Like, I don't want to grind right now. Let's just do all the favors just for the sake of doing them. I'm never going to, well, I might actually angler fish at one point, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't needed, like, all I needed was like the Lovakenge stuff done, but I wanted to do them all. So I did that. And it's like, you know what? I kind of want to get all the gloves. Like, instead of like going for the stats, like these gloves are kind of cool and might as well get them. Never know, I could use them later on. Like, I just find new shit and like, all right, well, let's, enjoy it. Like, whatever. And as soon as I start getting bored of it, I'll say, fuck it, and I'm going to just jump to something else. And I'll do that until I like really want to start grinding something again, or grinding the raids again. Even though I do enjoy them, you sit there and do solos, you do like 20 hours of solos in a week, like, anyone's gonna get bored of that,
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm bringing that up because that loops into, I'm a high level, I have all these options available to me. When you're a low level, like, you got quests, you have items to look forward to that you can get easily in one sit-in terms of going from mithril to adamant, or even like bronze to rune. If you remember, then you do waterfall. Like, there's like a lot of, when you're the lowest of the low levels, you have so many cool new things because you're new to the game, but there's so many options you can, you have to do stuff. But once you hit that mid game, you get bored. You have Fossil Island, which like is okay, and then you have just like the basic shit, right? So how do they add like another I don't know, a new woodcutting method? Let's make woodcutting a bit more fun. Let's make, cooking a bit more fun. Even though they have that on Zeah. Maybe go try that out. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I think overall, like, to sum up this whole topic, because it kind of got a little rambly, but after they're done with this wave of new content, I really do think they should take the rest of the year on finding new ways to improve Zeah and Fossil Island. Yeah, just give options that are appealing to just do for the sake of doing, like, that don't really seem super tedious, like, not AFK, but, some interesting aspects to get you some experience, maybe some money at the same time, but that could potentially be fun. That makes someone want to get out of that shell, makes you want to go to Zeah for the first time. If you're level 70 and you've never been, go to Fossil Island if you're level 120 and you've never been there. Like, give them a reason to want to try it out.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to just be Fossil Island or Zeah, even though I know this is the one more phase having to come to Zeah, but in Trena, you can add some shit there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you go to like once or twice and you never have to go again. So
yep.
A lot of things you want to go back, and I don't know. It's hard to say. So yeah, we'll have to see what they do from there on out. But as I mentioned, Mod Matt K foresaw the problem. Not Mod Matt K, but Mod Matt foresaw the problem when they didn't do that in RuneScape 3. So hopefully Old School RuneScape can be better than that and not make the same mistakes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, add a monk and Antrana, a boss, and you can only do unarmed damage to him.
That's interesting.
Maybe you get some gloves, you get some boxing gloves that do more damage to him. Maybe go grab him from your POH. Go bring him to your boxing arena. Go beat him up.
That's what we need to see revived, is the fucking boxing gloves.
Yeah. But
shit.
Yeah, do you want to move on?
Yeah, move on. I gave you guys a question last week. What are some of your go-to activities alongside RuneScape when you're doing boring and AFK skills? So, Colorized on Discord said he plays a lot of mobile games. Polytopia at the moment is what he's playing, as well as watching Westworld. But some other things are Netflix or Grand Theft Auto 5. By the way, Polytopia, awesome game on the mobile phone. I've been playing that. It's like Civilization, pixelized and dumbed down a bit, but it's good.
Is Tribal Wars still a thing?
Oh fuck, I don't know. I've tried Tribal Wars 2. Couldn't get into that. That game starts off as a great side game, and then it becomes like how I imagine EVE Online is, where like you're in this guild and you have to do these attacks on other guilds, and you have to like, you'll get messages at like 2 p.m. being like, we're going to synchronize an attack in 3 hours. So make sure you send your troops there. Oh, it takes 45 minutes for your troops to get there. By the way, it takes 2 hours to make your troops. So start making the troops right now. And then you got to send them from one of your villages. Oh, by the way, and that just started a clan fight. So now you need to get all your villages ready to, you know what I mean? It starts becoming a lot of really time consuming. Great game. I played the shit out of that game back in the past. I'm going to go check it out probably after this, to be honest. Von Munan, I hope I'm saying that right, on Discord says he managed to snag Magic the Gathering Arena beta key. So I've been playing that. Never really gone to Magic the Gathering, but if there's like a PC game coming out where it's not going to... You know what they call Magic the Gathering? They call it Cardboard Crack, so...
Yeah.
So I've always stayed away from that because, fuck, look at me on RuneScape. I start playing Magic the Gathering, and there goes my life savings, so, yeah. And lastly, Onus on Twitter says playing an alt and watching different shows. So, yeah, that's also another good one, is just playing a different alt. I think that's basically it.
I used to AFK like everything. Now I mean, I could be like AFKing woodcutting like right now or something, but I find that I like, if I want to like jump on RS, I don't want to like AFK Motherload mine, because it's like I always fucking do that. Like, you know, I've done that. So I have everything unlocked from Motherload mine. I don't need to go back. Like, I have everything going there. The nuggets, I just drop them if I were to go there. You know.
Yeah.
So why not go to the blast furnace or something? Or like, if I like, I don't know. You could just like not AFK and find a way to enjoy it, and you'll get it done in like 4 times the amount of time. Like, you're getting 30k an hour at like, hold on. Okay, yeah, so you can get like 30k an hour at Motherload Mine, or you could get like 70k per hour doing iron ore. Mm-hmm. You can get 120k like take manipulating granite at 75 and plus, but you know, there's like, you know, maybe gemstones, volcanic mine, blast mine. Like, volcanic mine's like 72 to 75k an hour. If you're 85 and up, it's 90k. Like, it's way better experience. It's something new, and it just keeps you engaged too, right? If you get in that mindset of like, I gotta do mining, like kind of what I had. Okay, go to Motherload. It's like, no, just trying something new. Same thing with thieving, right? Oh, I don't want to click Arty Knights. Why don't you just do Pyramid Plunder for like an hour? Maybe do Blackjacking for 10 minutes, like jump around. It doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. Or you know what? Just wait. You know, wait a little bit. You don't have to grind it all at once. Maybe do 20 minutes of power mining a day. You know, go to the mining log. You know, go to the mining guild, do a couple inventories, and like, oh, I'm done. Go do something else. Go do a Slayer task. Whatever.
Another thing that I found myself doing a few times is you get the master clue that needs 85 mining. You get from, I was at 74, let's say you get to 80. And then those last 2 levels is when you realize you're playing less and less, and you still want to be playing this game consistently. Drop the master clue. You know, tackle another level when you get another master clue that requires you to get that. Yeah. You made some gains. You don't need to get it right away.
Just change the task. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of things you can do, but if I were to AFK, normally I'd be playing an easy game to AFK, or I just watch Netflix. But I tend to like not want to AFK anymore, because it kind of gets you into that bad mindset of like, don't really want to play the game, but you have to.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. It's what we like to call unhealthy scaping.
Yeah, fuck it. Just get a full inventory of spades, go DDS specs and PKers. When they kill you, just like fuck with them. Just do dumb shit.
That's always fun. Bank standing at the GE and fucking around. Always a great time.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, I think we'll move it on to, you know, our lore section. Continuing with the race theme, this week we are talking about the Goblin race. Goblins are one of the most common races in Gielinor. Though lacking intelligence and strength, goblins make up for this by having overwhelming numbers. They are frequently at war with other races, in particular dwarves and gnomes. Almost all goblins are followers of the god Bandos, which they refer to as the Big High War God. The main settlement of the common goblin is Goblin Village. The settlers of this village were among those who brokered a peace treaty with Arav, the legendary hero of men. This happened back in the 4th Age. In the 3rd Age, the God Wars, the goblins fought in many battles from many different sides, but ultimately, in the end, owed their allegiance to the Big High War God. After the war, goblins have been found to often be fighting amongst themselves, but since the God Wars, much has been forgotten. Besides the common goblin, there is also another type of goblin. I guess you could call them another tribe. The name of this tribe are called the Dorgashun, which live in their main city underground called Dorgish Khan. During the God Wars, the Dorgeshuun were a warlike race. Eventually, growing tired of the constant fighting, they refused to fight for their god any longer. In return, their god, Bandos, decided to punish them and banished them beneath the surface. Once there, they abandoned their violent ways of life and slowly, over thousands of years, and built the kingdom Dorgesh. With no conflicts involving the Dorgeshuun, this allowed the city to become one of the largest cities in RuneScape, built entirely underneath the swamps of Lumbridge and expanding outwards. During the quest, The Lost Tribe, you may find a book referred to as the Goblin Symbol Book or A History of the Goblin Race, which talks about different tribes that had once existed amongst the goblins. So I'm going to read the transcript of this book. Goblin tradition holds that their race was created by a war god in order to fight a war against other gods. They never name their god, so whether it is the same as any of the gods worshipped by the other races is still unknown. The legend also speaks of goblins fighting against goblins during the wars, so it is likely that gods other than their creator used them as foot soldiers. Although goblins are still warlike, in early ages they were more organized than they are now, especially if they were under the command of one or more gods. This is corroborated by finds unearthed at various archaeological sites, including the large excavation east of Varrock. Armor and weapons have been found, obviously made to fit goblins, but far more well-made than their current equipment. Almost every piece of ancient goblin equipment has one of a number of symbols on it, and by correlating these symbols with the sketchy records that survive from the Third Age, it has been possible to identify 12 distinct goblin tribes or regiments. The separate identities of the tribes have long since dissolved, and no goblins remember the symbols, although their generals may still recognize these ancient tribal names. In the following pages, I present a list of the tribes and their symbols. So I'm going to read the name of the tribes listed. The Thorobshun, Goblins of the Hills. The Garagorshun, Goblins of the Sea. The Rekashun, Goblins of the North. The Drogokishun, Goblins of the Fierce Blades. The Hozamogarb, Live Flesh Eaters of the Chaos God. The Saragorgak, Foot Soldiers of Holy Wrath. The Ekelshun, Goblins of the East. The Idithun, Goblins of the South. The Narrowgoshun, Goblins of the West. The Dorgeshun, Goblins of the Strong Spears. The Horogothgar, Eaters of Man-Flesh. And lastly, the Yurkolgok, the Flatulent. It is hard to know when these goblins arrived onto Gielinor, and who their creator was or who had brought them. And since many of their cities have dissolved, much of their culture is forgotten. And that's all for this week for lore. Alrighty, and there is that. So moving right along, just on schedule, something that I think we should mention, but I shouldn't say we, but Bhooley, the person who ran that DDS giveaway event, decided to have another similar event. So there's not a whole lot of information of when it's going to go down or how it's going to go down, but he did put up a video on our Discord and the events channel of what the prize is going to be. And this is going to be basically a miniature Dwarf Cannon. If you haven't had a chance to see it, the thing looks really fucking good. I'm very impressed with this one. It's got a little stand. He put some grass for it to be sitting on with some cannonballs. The thing looks really good.
Yeah, it's dope as hell, dude.
Yeah, it's really good. So far, what we know, though, is that the event, you'll probably need a cannon of some sorts to participate. But besides that, we're not entirely sure.
Whoever trust trades in the most cannons wins.
That's exactly it. But yeah, we don't have much more information on what the event's going to be with that. But as we figure it out, we will let you know. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. The last event he had was a great time. I really enjoyed myself. And yeah, so an early thank you for doing another one of these. Some super unique prizes. With that being said, now we'll move on to the part where you guys can send us, questions, complaints, random stories, whatever it is, you guys can let us know. I know this episode might have gone a little bit rambly. If you did not enjoy us, please let us know in any of the following venues, I guess. So our in-game clan chat is WildCC. Come hang out with us in-game. Our Twitter is @TheWildernessRS. Our Facebook is facebook.com/TheWildernessPodcast. And our email is thewildernesspodcast@gmail.com. And we have a Discord server set up. You can find those both on Twitter and Facebook. But if you have trouble finding them or getting in for some reason, let us know. One of us will get you a link so you can come hang out with us in there. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just leave a comment as well, telling us what you guys think about any of the topics we talked about or whatever it is you want to let us know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's it for the show. You got anything you want to drop? Anything you want to plug in?
Yeah, my Twitter and Twitch is DeaconRS. I didn't stream that much last week, but I was pretty busy with getting the new mic and everything. Getting the new mic literally took me like 6 hours, of going out, going downtown, going to the fucking place, dealing with the goddamn idiot who that comes with a cord. I put a cord in there, and then the box, I open up the box, and he there's no cord where it should be. The cord packaging is empty. So I have to fucking Anyways, so I'll be streaming a lot more this week. Now I have everything all set up.
Awesome.
But yeah, Twitch, Twitter, DeaconRS, that's pretty much it.
Cool stuff. All right. Pretty sure we're not missing anything, so I think we could just skedaddle out of here. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, awesome, guys. This was episode 74.
Yeah.
Catch us next time in World 75.
Nice. All right. Yeah, have a good one, guys.
All right. Later, Gators. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.